A good afternoon and a warm welcome to the beautiful and picturesque Mahinda Rajapaksa International Stadium here in Suryaweva, Hambantota. We are here for game number 4, which is coming up in the Women's Tri-Nations Under-19 tournament. Beautiful pictures here captured. These are the surrounding areas of the Suryaweva ground. A lot of greenery, a lot of wildlife. You could see a lot of agriculture as well. So beautiful pictures coming to you. Sri Lanka versus Australia. And this is the second game between these two, the fourth in this tournament. Sri Lanka, of course, played the opening game against Australia, where they won by 7 runs. So this is going to be a big one for Australia. They have lost all 3 games so far. They have played both games. They have played against Sri Lanka and England. So they'll be looking for a win in this game. Sri Lanka high riding. They beat Australia. They beat England. And the under-19 girls are certainly on a high. And their confidence levels are at their very best. And they'll be looking forward to yet another a good game. It's an afternoon game, of course. Remember, the first 3 games that we had were 10 o'clock starts. But today's game is a 2 o'clock start. So it's an afternoon's game. Today, tomorrow, and day after, the next 3 are afternoon games. And we will, of course, see how the wicket will react, how the conditions will be. But I'm sure it's going to stay the same. It's hot and humid out there as well. And both teams will be looking forward to it. Look at the nature in and around Hambantota. And that's the weather report. Partly cloudy. It says temperature 75 centigrades, 44%. And there's a wind of 6 km. And it's certainly very hot out there. It's very humid. And you can see the sweat is pouring down. Most of the players who are out there are warming up, as well as the officials who are out there earlier on for the game. And yes, a lot of water in and around the grounds, as well as you see a lot of lakes, rivers here. And this is the T20 series. First game, Sri Lanka won by 7 runs. England beat Australia by 35. And Sri Lanka beat England by 6 runs. Today, Sri Lanka plays Australia. We have 2 more games coming up tomorrow and day after. All 3 games are 2 p.m. Starts, of course. And then we'll move on to Gaul. 5th, 7th and 9th of April, there will be 3 50-over games involving the 3 countries in this Tri-Nation series. It's a big opportunity. It's a huge opportunity for these players, the under-19s from all 3 countries. This is the summary of that last game. Sri Lanka made 128 for 7. Sena Ratna, a brilliant 51. But unfortunately, she was injured while fielding. Nanekar, the captain, 30. Lee bowled brilliantly for England, 4 for 19. Stonehouse was good as always. Smale picked up 1 for 21. And England, they thought that they could have probably got to that 129 target, but unfortunately fell short. Just 122 for 7 in the 20 overs. Nogrove batted well for a 31. Contributions from Perrin 23, Thomas 21 and Pavley 20. Gimani was outstanding, 2 for 12 off of 4 overs. Nanekar, the skipper, taking the ball, 2 overs, 1 for 15. Vyanga bowled well, 1 for 25. And Prabodha, the youngster, 1 for 21. Sri Lanka winning by 6 runs and winning both their games in the start of this tournament. Well, there you go. The ground is set and ready to go. And the action, of course, will start in a short while. As we say, a very good afternoon to Paulinus DS Vijayaratna.
Good afternoon, Ricky. Yes, Sri Lanka winning the first 2 games they have played so far. They beat Australia by 7 runs and England by 6 runs. They look very confident. Today they come into the second leg game between Australia. So it will be pretty interesting to see the Sri Lankans performing today. The Australians will be determined to get back into the game. There you see some beautiful pictures of the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium here in Suryaweva. I see the Australian girls doing their warm-ups with the Sri Lankans too. The drills, the morning drills, so they come into the game and do their drills. The Australian girls and the Sri Lankan girls doing their drills and their warm-ups. It will be definitely a pretty interesting game, Ricky, today, because the Australians went down to the Sri Lankans by 7 runs in the first game. Of course, we're not sure yet whether...
Yes, we see the Australian team who were warming up earlier on.
You see the Australians girls warming up and the Sri Lankan girls. See some beautiful pictures right round the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium here in Suryaweba, Hambantota. Well, it's quite hot there in the centre. Definitely, as Ricky was telling earlier, 35 centigrade Celsius the heat. Or is a little bit of blowing. And let's go down to the toss. We see Ricky Sims down there with the 2 captains and the match referee Nevin Noah. And over to Ricky.
A good afternoon and a warm welcome to the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Stadium. Game number 4 in the Women's Under-19 Tri-Nations Tournament played here down south in Hambantota. Today's game featuring the undefeated team Sri Lanka taking on the visiting Australia Under-19 team. We have the 2 captains, Manu Ginanekar from Sri Lanka, Lucy Hamilton from Australia, our match referee for today, Nevin Noah, and the 4th umpire, Mr. Nilan De Silva. Well, Lucy will toss the coin. Manugi will call.
Tails is the call. Okay. Australia won the toss. Heads.
So tails was the call. Heads have come down. Lucy has won the toss. Lucy, what have you decided to do?
We're going to have a bowl today.
Any special reason behind that?
Not really. I think like new wicket. They played on it yesterday. Having a look at the game yesterday, and I think just a great opportunity to really put some pressure on. And
all 3 games we saw the team batting first have won the game as well. So scoreboard pressure will come in, isn't it? That has been the usual case. And is that one of the reasons as well to go with this decision?
Yeah, I think we really back our bowling team to really put pressure on them and, hopefully get them to a low score, and we can definitely chase. I've got, full benefit in both having a great bowling and batting side. So, really excited to have a great game.
What do you think is a good score on the surface?
I think anything, 120 and above. I think, obviously, T20 pressure, it can be a funny game. So, really excited.
Any changes to the lineup?
Yeah, we have 4 changes.
Thank you, Lucy, and good luck. මනුගි කාසිය වාසිය පෙරදුනා ඔයා කාසිය වාසිය දින්න නම් මොනවද කරන්න කල්පනා වෙලා හිටියේ
බැටින් තමයි මුලින්ම කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ආව. ඉතින් ඒක අපිට හම්බුණා.
තරඟ තුනම බැට් කළා තමයි ජයග්‍රහණය කරේ පළවෙනි කණ්ඩායම. මේ සර්ෆස් එකේ ඔයගලන් ඉංග්ලන්ඩ් එක්ක මැච් එකක් ගැවුවා. කොහොමද සර්ෆස් එක මොකද්ද හොඳ ස්කෝර් එකක් ඔයා හිතන්නේ? එදා 127ක් ගැවුවා. ඒක ඇති වුණා. ඒවා 127ක් 130ක් වගේ ස්කෝර් එකක් ඇති වෙයි කියලා හිතනවද?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම කියන්නේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකත් එක්ක බලද්දි ටර්ෆ් එකත් එක්ක බලද්දි මම හිතනවා 130ක ටාගට් එකක් තිබුණොත් බෝඩ් එකේ අපිට බෝලින් සයිඩ් එකත් එක්ක මම හිතනවා හොඳ ටාගට් එකකින් ඇටැක් කරන්න පුළුවන් අනිත් සයිඩ් එකට.
චේන්ජස් ටීම් එකට මනුගි
දෙන්නෙක් අපේ ඇතුළට එනවා අලුතෙන් දැහැමි සනෙත්ම එනවා රිෂ්මි සංජනා අද සෙල්ලම් කරනවා.
ඉන්ජරි වුණා එදා ප්ලේයර් කෙනෙක් යාගේ තත්ත්වය කොහමද?
ඇත්තටම යාගේ තත්ත්වය දැන් ටිකින් ටික හොඳ වෙනවා. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා යා රෙස්ට් කරන්න ඕනේ ඊළඟ මැචස් වලට සෙල්ලම් කරන්න ඕන නම් ඉතින් යාගේ ඒ කටයුතු ඉතින් තාම වෙමින් පවතිනවා. ඉතින් යාගේ තත්ත්වය දැනට සාමාන්‍ය තත්ත්වය නෝමල් ඉන්නවා.
Good luck, Manugi, or at team make it. So there you go. Manugi says if she won the toss, she would have batted first. So she's happy about the decision to bat first. 2 changes to the Sri Lankan lineup as well. The news from the centre is that Lucy Hamilton, the Australian captain, has won the toss and decided to field first.
There you are. We heard from Ricky Sims that the Australian captain, Lucy Hamilton, won the toss and decided to field first. The Australian captain said they have 4 changes in the side, while the Sri Lankans have 2 changes in their side. And that's Nithmi Senaratne got injured that day. She has been out of the game today. And Vishmi Savindi has been left out. And Rashmi Sanjana comes in. And Dahami Senithma, the two newcomers coming into the game today. So the Sri Lankans look pretty confident. That was the captain's telling. With their bowling side, they're pretty happy with it. And it will be definitely an interesting game to see. There you see the squads. Vihanga, Kavindi, Nanakara, Sawandi, Nitranjali, Nisansala, Kimhani, Pramoda, Hansika, Sinithma and Sanjana. So that's the Sri Lankan lineup for today's game. There you see the Australian team. Keon, Leon, Stulvin, Hamilton, Briscoe, Finn, Gill, Clark, Williamson, Morton and Berry. So it will definitely be an interesting game here at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. The second game in this tri-nation between the Australians and the Sri Lankans. This is the fourth game in the series, but second leg game between these two teams. In the first leg game, the Sri Lankans got the better of the Australians by 7 runs. And Sri Lankans also went on to win the game against England by 6 runs, as I say. Good afternoon to Ricky Sims, who has joined me. Good afternoon, Ricky.
Yes, good afternoon, Paulinus, and good afternoon to all of our viewers who are joining us on Channel Live, watching this game live at your homes, or if you're watching on Sri Lanka Cricket on the YouTube platform, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are, whatever time zone you're in, a warm welcome to the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Stadium for game number 4 of this Tri-Nations tournament. I'm sure there's a lot watching from Australia as well, family, friends, fans of this under-19 team, followers of the game of cricket. A warm welcome to you all. And Australia will be raring to go. They lost their first 2 games, but they still could make a comeback. And they will be wanting to try and win this game and try and do some damage earlier on with the ball. They won the toss. Interestingly, they elected to field first. All 3 games played here so far were morning games, and the team batting first won those 3 games. So this is an interesting decision. Maybe Australia sees something in the surface, sees something because this game is started in the afternoon, and they will be raring to go. Try to get some early wickets with the new ball. Try to put the pressure on the young Sri Lankan squad. Unfortunately, we've seen the pictures. Dasena Ratna, who was injured, could not play today. She'll certainly be disappointed as we have the 2 umpires take the field.
The 2 umpires, Chandrika Amrasinghe and Durindi Silva, taking the field. We have the standby umpires, Nilan De Silva, and TV umpire, Renmo Martinez. The match referee is Nevin Noah. And the scorers today with Anura Vegodapala is with us. Chetna Surasinghe and Mohammad Rahidi is at the scoreboard. So definitely it's going to be an interesting game. The Sri Lankan batters walking into bat.
Yes, umpire Chandrika Amrasinghe, very experienced now. A lot of first class as an umpire. Has umpired a couple of international games as well. Gaining experience as the day goes by. He's one of those good young up and coming umpires in the Sri Lankan circuit, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of him as the years go on. Good to see him here in this under-19 game, of course. Yes, he'll have a lot to do. And Dedunu De Silva, now a name known around women's cricket in Sri Lanka. She's been involved as umpire now for a few years, has gone on to umpire at ICC events as well, involved in women's cricket at various age groups. So gaining with the experience once again, and this each and every game is another opportunity for these umpires. Deumi Vihanga, she has been good at the top of the order, no doubt about it. She's gone hard at the bowlers. She's got off the blocks quickly, scored runs quickly, and her partner Sanjana Kavindi, she's been in excellent form as well. Got a good 20 odd in the first game against Australia. Will be looking to once again set the platform for the Sri Lankans up front. Smile on the face of the Australian bowler. Berry is going to open the bowling. She turns around fast to take a look at her number for our cameras. And we have Bonnie Berry, who will be opening the bowling for Australia. Played the last game against England. Good to see her with a big smile on her face.
Yes, that's the first delivery outside the off stump. try to cut it away. Didn't get hold of it. Yes, the Australians definitely, Ricky, must be determined to come good in this game. They lost both the games in this Tri-Nation series. Losing to Sri Lanka by 7 runs and to England by 32 runs. But now in this game, it's a different game at all, and they will be really wanting to get back into it. Once again, a good length delivery. Kavindi trying to cut it away, just didn't get hold of it. Goes to the wicket keeper.
Yes, so one slip in position so far. Fairly orthodox, mid-off, extra cover, backward point, third man on the boundary. Extra cover as well, so strong offside field. She'll be looking to target that off-stump line of Sanjana Kavindi. High score of 28 so far in this tournament.
Tries to work it away on the onside, didn't get hold of it too. Kavindi normally wants to get off the mark as soon as possible. 3-dot balls. Bonnie Berry bowling onto a good line, good length, keeping the batsman on check. It's another good delivery, good line, good length.
Very interesting stance as well for Savindi Kavindi. When the ball is running up, if you take a look, high sort of a back lift, crouched a bit as well. Strong through the offside. She tends to plant her right foot across the stumps most instances. There you go. And probably finds it a bit difficult when the ball is pitched on leg stump to free her arms to play through the onside. See once again a big inside edge. She'll get off the mark with a boundary. Well, I didn't think that would have enough of it to go to the boundary, but Sri Lanka have opened their run scoring. Not in the fashion she probably was looking for, but nevertheless she will take that Kavindi.
Yes, she's off the mark with a boundary. You see the replay on that. Drove it towards mid-on, but didn't get hold of it. Took the edge, inside edge, and played down towards the fine leg boundary. 4 runs to her. That tries to pull it away, but again didn't get hold of it. He went uppishly. Berry making a valiant attempt to catch it, and that's the end of that over. First over gone. It's 4 for no loss.
Yes, it was a valiant attempt to try to get that to the bowler. Top edge it, ball quick onto her than she expected. Kavindi. You have to be very careful playing the horizontal bat shots on these surfaces. In 3 games we have seen a lot of players have got out playing the pull. You know, there have been a lot of them caught at short mid-wicket, at extra cover because of leading edges. So the horizontal bat shots haven't really worked as they would have expected. So you have to be very, very careful, especially when the ball is new.
Well, this is an interesting move, Gill. Gill has been brought in to open the bowling, right arm leg spin. Very interesting move by the Australians. See, Devmi Vihanga, 3 matches played so far.
Hasrat Gill is a very talented player, no doubt. She's been the leading bowler for Australia in the tournament so far, picking up wickets in both games. Now she's going to bowl with that brand new ball. Right arm leg spinner, never easy. Oh, shows good control though. Straight away, lands it on target. She's a very confident sort of a player. Knows her skill levels. Knows what she can do, what has to be done. Knows her limitations.
The Australians definitely come out with a game plan for this game, starting off with leg spin. Hasrat Gill, then main bowler in this series. Got a couple of wickets in both the games she played in the first leg of the tournament.
Very interesting choice, especially when you won the toss. Australia wins the toss and bowls first. You think you will have their fast bowlers running in hard with the new ball. They have a couple of good left-arm seamers in La Rosa and the skipper Hamilton. But then they're gone for a leg spinner, isn't it? They're gone for the slow bowler. So these are interesting tactics. The modern day game is changing so fast, even though it's a junior level.
Short this time, but off the back foot, pulling it, didn't get hold of it again. Goes down towards the deep mid-on area. The batsman crossover for a single, taking the Sri Lankan total on to 5.
Good over so far, changing a field around now because it's a left-hand, right-hand combination. So there is a long on and a deep mid-wicket on the boundary. And the 3 fielders in the circle is a short fine, square leg and a mid-wicket.
Well, she'll definitely have to change her line of attack for the left-hander. That's another good delivery. Controlling that leg spin with the new ball pretty well. Hasrat Gill.
It's a never easy task. You need a lot of skill. You need a lot of practice to do so.
Wide.
Well, that could be called wide. Yes, it is. That's umpire Chandrika Hathurusinghe. Amarasinghe, sorry. Chandrika Amarasinghe. Calling it wide.
Taken on the full. Now this was before. That was that last delivery. The extra ball that she had to bowl was the loose one. Generally leg spinners tend to bowl one short or they can give you a full toss. This is what has happened by Gill, and Kavindi has punished it, picking up a second boundary. 2 overs completed, 10 without loss. Just that full toss spoiled the over. It was a very good one until then. Just the 2 runs in the first 5 deliveries. But bowling a wide, had to bowl the extra ball and got punished.
Well, that's what happens, Ricky. Left hand, right hand combination and a leg spin bowler have to change the line suddenly when the left hander comes into strike. That wide caused the problem. That gave her a little bit of pressure. After giving that wide delivery, there you see the Sri Lankan dugout watching the cricket intensely.
So Sena Ratna, the one who got injured the other day, she's missing out after a well-played half century. She's been one of those informed players, beautifully struck. Vihanga into the attack, 1 foot down the track. It was inner zone, it was in the slot, not afraid to play the aerial route, hitting it wide of that mid-on fielder. And she has picked up her first boundary. That was a convincing shot, confident shot. Beautifully played over the infield. So the 3rd boundary in the 3rd over of play so far for Sri Lanka.
Well, that was definitely a well-played shot by Vihanga. 14 for no loss, Sri Lanka. That's short and this time pulled away nicely. But there is a fielder there. Just gets a single. Sri Lanka 15 for no loss. Well, these 2 openers, Ricky, have been batting very well right throughout the series, you know. Getting some good, useful partnerships. 20-30 partnerships for the first wicket. And they're getting it quite soon. Quickly, I mean. That's cut away nicely this time. That's going towards the cover boundary. Yes, it is. 4 more runs to Kavindi. Takes her on to 12. And the score to 19.
This is beautiful cricket by the Sri Lankans. Left-hand, right-hand combination. They're rotating the strike. And they're punishing the new ball. Anything outside the off stump, Kavindi is very strong of it. What we have seen so far in this tournament. And that was powerfully struck. Front of point. No stopping that one. Real left-hander shot. So she struck a 3rd boundary. moved up into double figures quite quickly. Sri Lanka have got off to a good start, positive intent, and it has paid off so far.
Well, Kavindi likes to play her square cut, and she's not afraid to play that shot and getting a lot of runs off it. She got 12 to her name, getting 2 boundaries. Vihanga on 6, 19 for no loss. We are in the 3rd over. That's again nicely driven. A misfield there, that should be going to the boundary. 4 more runs, 4 more to Kavindi. Takes her on to 16 and the score to 23.
That's beautifully played once again. They have a big smile out there. Sanjana Kavindi is going good. I think there was a bit of an awkward bounce for the fielder. We'll take a look at that one. Oh, should have stopped that. It was off the square, the one of the extra batting pitches surfaces. But certainly should have stopped that. Got a body behind that one. You don't really expect or see it much from Australians generally. They are so brilliant, whatever the format, whatever age category, they are so brilliant in the field. But Australia have had their problems a bit in this tournament. There have been a couple of drop catches, ground fielding has not been at their best. So they'll have to pick up things really hard. The skipper Lucy Hamilton, 2 for 37 of her first 2 games. She's been fantastic with the ball and with the bat. For Australia, one of the players to certainly watch out for.
Well, she's coming in place of Hasrat Gill, who bowled the first over from the far end, from the pavilion end. Yes, Ricky Hamilton has been on form, getting some runs as well as wickets for the Australians. Captain of the Australian team, Lucy Hamilton. That one, good line, good length. Pushing Vihanga off the back foot. Vihanga tried to come down and hit it, but pushed away with a shortish delivery.
2 contrasting players. Vihanga is the one who likes to power the ball, muscle the ball. You could see she's much more bigger in stature as well. Looks very strong, right hand. She tries to take the attack to the bowlers, likes to hit over the infield, play the aerial route, goes at the ball really hard. And in contrast, Kavindi, we'll come back to that one. Yes, Kavindi, a left hand, more elegant, and loves to play through the offside. Anything outside that offside with an offer, she will punish you. And she's a player that is looking for the single as well. So 2 contrasting players, but they're complementing each other really well. And in this tournament, they have got Sri Lanka to good starts.
Yes, definitely they've got up to good starts. And today, 223 runs coming on. This is the 4th over in progress. That's a good delivery by Hamilton. Just short. Almost nearly took the edge of the bat. Vihanga just chatting on a crease. Moved away nicely. 4 dot deliveries in this over by Hamilton.
Yes, so she's got off to a good start, Lucy Hamilton. That was well bowled. Well played at the last moment by Vihanga, just dropping her hands. That's in the air. Could be out, it's dropped. Juggled it a couple of times and down it goes. And number 11, Lucy Finn, has dropped that one.
Well, that was an easy catch, Ricky. That should have been definitely taken.
I'll tell you, Lucy won't be happy with the Lucy. Hamilton bowled up the perfect delivery, inviting her into the drive, played uppishly, and Lucy Finn got both hands to it. It was a simple chance. Did she take it too easy? That should have been taken in her sleep, but unfortunately she's put it down. Unfortunately for Australia, 4 was completed, 23 without loss. That should have been a maiden wicket for Hamilton. Unfortunately, she didn't get that. That was a brilliant over. And that's why I was surprised that they went with the spinner early on, because I thought Hamilton and even La Rosa have been so good for Australia as left-arm seamers. You know, they're kept in stride, they picked up wickets. And Australia need a couple of early wickets to put the pressure on the Sri Lankan middle order. Unfortunately, so far, they haven't got that.
Well, these two Australian bowlers are getting some kind of bounce off the wicket. Maybe because their height, Ricky. They're definitely pushing the Sri Lankan batsmen off the back foot.
It's a good hard surface. The ball is going to come onto the bat well. There will be bounce for the bowlers, and like you mentioned, because of the height, they will certainly generate extra bounce. So that's why I mentioned earlier on that playing the horizontal bat shots is not going to be easy, because the ball is tending to skid on. And with their height, with that extra bounce, there will be a lot of top edges that can come about, so you have to be very careful. So Gill, it's a change of ends for her, isn't it? No,
Yes.
sorry, she's bowling for the same end. Hamilton earlier replaced Berry. Well, we'll come back to that one. That's 4 runs, isn't it, Paulinus? Well played once again. Left-handed Sanjana.
Come on, Haz, come on, girls.
Yes, it's a change of ends for Gill. The right arm leg spinner. And the first ball played through that mid-wicket region. Ball turning away from the field. That's a full toss. That's put into the gap as well. This is loose from Gill. And Sanjana is not going to miss out. She's picked a spot earlier, picked the open spaces, and she's struck yet another boundary.
Sanjana definitely going after Gill that time. They see a full list delivery. She's not going to miss on that. And she got that boundary.
That is a 6-4. Brilliant, isn't it? I mean, we are still in the 5th over of play, and the left-hander is motoring along.
That's nicely pushed away. Good bit of batting there. After getting the boundary, not going for another big hit, just pushed away on the leg side and getting that single.
Left-handers and Sri Lanka cricket as openers, they have always made a name, isn't it? We can, so many come to our mind, starting by, they said, the great Sanat Jayasuriya. We have Kusal Chanit Pereira, who has been explosive. Not forgetting in women's cricket, Chamariyata Pattu. So left-handers as openers with Sri Lanka cricket have always been aggressive players who go about their game. And Sanjana, we have seen what potential, what talent she has in this tournament so far.
Keep up, easy.
Well, there was a bit of an overthrow there. Again, a misfield, I thought. The throw came into Gill. Gill could not collect it properly. And the batsman, watching very carefully, managed to scrape through for a single. So 33 for no loss. Sri Lanka off to a very good start. So it's Lucy Hamilton to continue. She had a maiden over earlier. Nearly got the breakthrough. That's another nice delivery. As I say, good afternoon to Dhammika Hemantha, who's joined me in the box now. Good afternoon, Dhammika.
Very good afternoon, Paulinus. Very good afternoon to all the cricket lovers who are joining us from across the country, those who are joining us from around the globe. It's a warm welcome. Exciting cricketing action in the middle of Surya Weather. Sri Lanka having invited to bat in a strong position. I think this is the best start for them in all 3 games, Polly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, runs-wise, yes, but they have been always getting those runs quickly. This is the highest partnership between these two batters. 34 runs up to now. Sanjana Kavindi and Demi Behanga. they've been getting 20s and 30s earlier too, and they got them quite quickly. And today too, we are still in the 6th over, out of which one was a maiden. They've been playing their shots, Sanjana Kavindi in particular.
Interesting call by Australian keeper Lucy Hamilton, having won the toss, straight away deciding to bowl first. All 3 games concluded here during this series. Teams batted first ended up as winners. So the plan would be for Australian is to squeeze Sri Lanka batting, as Lucy mentioned at the toss, under 120. By the looks of it, it would be very tough. Sanjana Kavindi looking very good.
Yeah, up to now we have a run rate of about 6 per over, but still a couple of wickets can change things. That's nicely worked away towards the third man area. Gets a single, taking the score on to 35.
This could be Kavindi's lucky day. Easy chance was provided, not taken. Sri Lanka benefiting from it.
Sri Lanka definitely missing the services of Netmi Senaratne, who got herself injured in the previous game. She got a half century in the previous game against England. That's again another bit of misfielding by the Australians. That's Lucy Finn again.
In comparison to how well they fielded in their first game, there are quite a few fumbles, drop catch, fielding down on the boundary wasn't all that good. And Vihanga, interestingly, usually the aggressor, still on 8, taken her 17 deliveries by Kavindi, looking solid. Run rate 6. Cannot ask better. Little bit of bounce as usual from Lucy Hamilton, tall bowler. Very nice rhythm to complete the 6th over, 35 for none.
So 6 overs gone, Sri Lanka 35 for no loss. That's the signal of the end of power play. 1. So after 6 overs, the first power play, 35 runs have been scored by the Sri Lankans. Sanjay Kavindi on 26 and Devmi Vihanga on 6. Run rate of 5.83. Fairly decent run rate, but definitely Sri Lankans would have been wanting to get a little bit more. They must be looking for a total of about 130, 140, because Australians will be wanting to restrict them below that.
Yes, repeatedly Sri Lankan skipper mentioned about this is Briscoe coming into the attack. Another tall bowler, right arm seamer, very sharp, got some pace. So far, very decent, conceded just 10 runs. And Australians expected to pick up early wickets. By not providing those early wickets to them, Sri Lanka in a more than a decent position. Just about continuation. Vihanga surprisingly spent 18 deliveries, so I'm sure she'll pick up her pace as we go on. Briscoe, meanwhile, a good start to the 7th.
Well, definitely, she has been playing the supportory role to Kavindi. Kavindi is on the attack, getting 26 of 20 deliveries. Vihanga normally the batter who goes on the attack, this time pulled away nicely. But there's well fielded by in the mid-wicket boundary. Just a single. Takes Kavindi on to 27 and Vihanga on the strike now.
Kavindi needs to be smart at this stage. Looking good, 27. We saw with field restrictions, with plenty of fielders inside the 30-yard ring, she intentionally went over the top, played in the air, gone aerial. Now, field spread out. For the same reason, she needs to be really smart when picking gaps.
Well, that's down the leg side and a wide being called. By umpire Dedunu De Silva, very experienced umpire. Umpired many of the international games too. So taking the Sri Lankan total on to 38. And that hit uppishly, but beating the fielder. That's going towards the boundary. 4 more runs, 4 more to Kavindi. Takes her on to 31. And the score to 42. She's on the attack. Definitely she's on the attack. 31 of 22 deliveries. And there may be Hanga playing a very good supportory role to her. So the Sri Lankan 2 openers very much on top of the game at the moment.
Fielder Harshat Gill was little indecisive whether to go for a catch or to prevent the boundary. Ultimately ended up running around it, and Sri Lanka picking up another vital boundary. At this stage, picking up boundaries won't be as easy as inside the power play. So I've spoken about. Looks like another drop catch.
Come on, girls.
Australian fielding definitely not up to the standard. Let's have a replay on that. 42 for no loss. Vihango on 8, Kavindi on 31. Very good partnership between these two batters. Getting runs at 6.30 per over. Sri Lankans have all their 10 wickets intact. So they definitely will want to go on the attack, and that's the end of that over. So it's 44 for no loss.
Come on, girls.
Looks like we got another bowling change coming up for Australia. Speaking about this young squad, this young under-19 squad for Sri Lanka, apart from 2 players, the rest of the players are from outstations. Just 2 players inside Colombo district. Goes to show interest for women's cricket is on the rise. Tegan Williamson did really well in the first game against Sri Lanka. Nicely swept away by Vihanga for another single. She moves to 9.
It's Williamson, another leg spinner. 45 for no loss. Sri Lanka were in the 8th over. Run rate of 6.14. Kavindi, the left-hander, he's on 32. That's a flighted delivery. I'll have to wait and see whether it's a leg by or off the bat. To wait for the umpire signal. Leg by signal.
We quite clearly saw the fielder was right at the edge of the 30-yard circle on that occasion, which provided 2 batters to go for the single very easily. Picking up these singles, we've spoken about plenty of dot balls. By doing that, Sri Lanka will cut down on dot balls, which will eventually giving them that extra 10-15 runs, because these 2 batters quite clearly are capable of picking up boundaries at any stage. So that's an advantage for Sri Lanka. It's about just continuing the momentum by picking up singles rather than dot balls.
Well, on the other hand, the Australians have dropped a couple of catches. They got to improve their fielding. They got to hold on to those catches, because a couple of wickets can change the game to a good amount. And that's again another good delivery. So that's the end of that 8th over. A 46 for no loss. Kavindi on 32. Vihanga on 10.
Taking a look at Sanjana Kavindi's wagon wheel. 7 boundaries. She's diminutive in stature, but very powerful, good wrist work. Just taken her 24 deliveries. Strike rate 133, just about keeping that. I think if she can stay long enough, Sri Lanka will definitely put a good score on the board.
Yes, 28 runs off her 32 has come out boundaries. 7 boundaries for her. Eight overs gone, 46 to no loss Sri Lanka. This is the best opening partnership, as Dhamak said. But in all games, they got their runs quite quickly. 46 on the board. With that single, takes it on to 47. It's Maggie Clark has been brought in.
Maggie Clark, leading wicket taker, recently concluded Under-19 Women's World Cup South Africa. Ideal conditions for her. Little difficult here, but she's someone who can get a little bit of bounce. Oh, lovely. Oh, unfortunately finds the fielder. It was there to be hit. It was onto her arc, but Vijayaratne just couldn't manage the placement. Straight to the hands of the fielder. Gratefully accepted, and Vihanga's innings comes to an end.
Well, that was what I thought was the first attacking stroke played by Vihanga in this innings. But unfortunately, she couldn't clear the field. But there was a mid-wicket fielder right on the boundary, and well taken by her. So Maggie Clark gets a breakthrough. There you see a replay on that. Very nicely taken there. So Vihanga has to go back. She's gone for 10. Caught by Morton of the bowling of Clark. Sri Lanka losing their first wicket at 47.
In at number 3, Hiruni Hansika, left-handed batsman. And looking at the way Sri Lanka played so far, Sri Lankan batters generally took little longer than it should to settle down. Hansika, now outstanding opening wicket partnership, 47 runs on the board. Run rate is relatively good in comparison to all the other games. So it's about keeping wicket in hand, rotate, take singles, take twos, and boundaries will come, of course. There will be loose stuff on offer.
Yes, Sanjana Kavindi has been getting the boundaries. So all what Hansika got to do is to rotate the strike as soon as possible. Give more of the strike to Kavindi, who is on the attack. Yes, Vihanga going for a big hit. Didn't get hold of it, but the fielder down there in the mid-wicket boundary held on to a very good catch.
I think the pressure does to Vihanga, spending too much time in the middle without scoring runs. 10 runs off 24 balls. Usually very flamboyant player. So straight away she decided to go over the top. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the placement. Struck well enough. Would have been a boundary, but unfortunately, once again, Vihanga not continuing to go on to make a big one for Sri Lanka. We'll see. In the coming game against England, she'll come good.
This time another good delivery by Clark, just pushing it on the onside. Well, the Australians got to bowl those dot deliveries and hold on to their catchers. Well, the last one was a good catch taken there in the boundary by Morton to get the wicket of Vihanga. 47 runs on the board for the loss of Vihanga's wicket. Sri Lanka being put into bat by the Australians.
Maggie Clark, meanwhile, going outside the off stump, another wide. Sri Lanka won't mind that at all. Maggie Clark, having picked up a wicket, she looks way more confident than the first game. We saw started off waywardly, conceding a couple of boundaries, but today, straight away having picked up a wicket, always a boost your confidence, and we can see a noticeable difference. But unfortunately, this time once again going down the leg side, another wide. Umpire Dejanu signals
Well, the Australians have bowled 5 wides up to now. That's a bit too much. In the 9th over, we're still in. 49 for 1 Sri Lanka. The Australian bowlers got to bowl on a good line, good length. The last 2 deliveries being called wides. This time pushed away onto the cover point area. No run. So that's the end of that over. So it's 9 gone. 49 for 1 Sri Lanka.
Taking a look at the bowling. Very expensive. 17 for none. So is Gill. Surprising. Bowled really well 2 games leading up. Hamilton. Very good job. 2 overs, just 2 runs and put the brakes on Sri Lanka scoring. Briscoe, Williamson haven't picked up a wicket. Briscoe especially expensive, and Clark having picked up a wicket in her first over, looking confident now, finding her, very productive line of length.
Yes, definitely among the bowlers, Lucy Hamilton was the pick. She bowled 2 overs, bowled a maiden. Could have had a wicket in that over too. Finn has been brought in. That's another misfield there. That's going towards the boundary. 4 more runs to Kavindi. Kavindi moves on to 37 and the Sri Lankan total moves on to 53. Well, Kavindi definitely on the attack. Getting most of her runs off boundaries. 8th boundary that is. I see the replay on that. Outside the off stump, driven firmly. Another bit of misfielding there.
Half centurion for Sri Lanka in the previous game. Netmi Senaratne missing out due to an injury, and it's about rest of the players taking up the responsibilities. Very good to see Kavindi. Batted very maturely. Made mistakes in the first game. She could have continued to go on scoring big, but today she looks focused, determined, and 38 runs of 27 deliveries.
Yes, definitely Kavindi is on the attack. She got 8 boundaries in this innings up to now. 32 runs of her 38 coming off boundaries. Well, all Hansika got to do is just not try to hit it hard, just try to rotate the strike, get the single to Kavindi. Kavindi has been on the attack. She's playing very confidently. She got the shots, getting those shots into the gaps. Got 8 boundaries in her innings now. That one hit firmly, took the outside edge, gone down towards third man to the boundary. She might not mind. Runs that matters. So that takes Hansika off the mark, and the Sri Lankans go on to 58. That is the 10th boundary of the innings, out of which 8 coming off the bat of Kavindi. This time it's Hansika. 58 for 1 Sri Lanka.
I think Sri Lanka coaching staff as well as team management must have had discussions about this, cutting down on dot ball count. You can see clearly that positive intent on display. She spent 5 deliveries prior to that. Straight away realized that it's time for her to go. Lucky edge. Sri Lanka picking up another boundary. Run rate is on the up. There you go. Scoring areas very strong off the square. Either side. 11 runs and 13 runs. 8 boundaries. That's what kept her going.
Yes, that's Sanjana Kavindi. 38 coming off 27 deliveries. That's a foolish delivery and hit firmly this time, but there is a third man right on the boundary line. Just a single, and that's the end of the 10th over. It's 59 for 1.
Very card for Sri Lanka. Kavindi not out on 38, looking good for a big one, and she needs the support from Hansika. 6 extras, few misfields. Sri Lanka benefiting, and things looking good, things looking up for Sri Lanka. This is the third match Sri Lanka plays, won 2 out of 2. Apart from Maggie Clark, no bowlers picking up wicket, some of them expensive, especially Lucy Finn went for 10 previous over. It's just about Sri Lanka keeping up the momentum. Australia must be looking at the possibilities of picking up wicket and put some brakes on scoring. We mentioned about most of the players from Sri Lanka squad are from the outstation. And there you go. Just a 1 wicket eventually. Few taller buildings. Exactly what Sri Lanka needed.
So there you go. Sri Lanka have got off to a good start. They'll be very happy. Almost 6 runs per over, 5.90 to be exact. Australia will be slightly disappointed because they won the toss and elected to field first. So then you're looking to get early wickets in this overs, in the first 10 overs. 37 dots, 13 singles, a lot of fours in between. That is what has propelled the Sri Lanka run scoring. So you take 10 have come with the boundaries. The balance in 19 have come with singles. So that's what we are looking at, 59. So it has been a very interesting passage of play for Sri Lanka. So if you take it like this, Dhammika, 39 deliveries have come scoring shots. So 21 deliveries they have been unable to really get going. A lot of dot balls.
I'm sure as we move on, they'll try to sort out this problem. It has been an issue because Sri Lanka definitely talented enough and capable enough to go beyond 140. They've got around 130 both games. I think if they apply themselves, rotate, strike, pick up singles whenever possible, they are in the chance of getting close to 140, 150.
Yes, so they have 9 wickets in hand. They could throw their bats around. And now they should keep going. They ended up at 128 versus England. What they need to do today is try to get more than that. Try to get to 140 at least. And they can easily do that from here onwards. Because they have some very good players, Netransjal and Nanikara, to follow. They are being among the runs. So Hansika getting an opportunity to bat at number 3 because Sena Ratna is injured after that superb half century. So this is an opportunity for Hansika to grab with both hands and shows what she is capable as a batter. The England girls out there, these are the players, some of the non-playing players as well.
Fortunately for Kavindi, for a moment thought that one lofted straight into short mid-wicket fielder, fortunately over the field. Another single. You can see by spending time in the middle, not picking up singles, create some pressure, create that urge for go for a big shot. That's a classic example. Previous delivery, England scored, spending some time.
Yes, hello. Very good girl.
Yes, Australia today, one of their leading bowlers, La Rosa, is not playing this game. She's been rested. That's because they keep rotating their players. The first game, after the first game to the second game, they made 4 changes. From the second game today, they have made another 4 changes. So they have been mixing things around, giving some of their players a rest, a break, giving everybody on tour the opportunity to play in the middle. And that's a really good.
Very good slower delivery by Maggie Clark. Usually someone with a little bit of pace. Beautifully done. Fortunately, sliding down the leg side is the call from umpire Dedanu Silva. We'll have another look. Oh, back of the hand, slower ball, Ricky.
Beautifully bowled. She certainly outfoxed the batter there. She played way too early, didn't pick it up. Unfortunately, it was heading down the leg side. Clearly missing the leg stump. That's an interesting delivery. It's punished for 4 as well. We'll have to take a look at what the leg umpire has to say. Yes, Dhammika, that's signaled as a no ball, so it will be a free hit. I was just going to say she had an excellent over. She had just conceded 2 runs, but unfortunately now she's given away a boundary, and she has to bowl that extra delivery as well, Clark.
This time off cutter attempted a full toss, and Hansika picking up a boundary saying thank you so much. On top of it, free hit. Interesting times. Goes down the ground, unfortunately finds a fielder, so it's a dot ball to complete the 11th. Sri Lanka looking good, 66 for 1.
So Hambantota, of course, international venue, has hosted so many games over the years, international games. It's good to see a small crowd gathered here to watch this game. They're certainly enjoying the proceedings out there. Family and friends. That's a leading edge. This could be out. Simple. Dolly. Cow in the, isn't it? Batting so well on 39. That was a full toss from Williamson. She was trying to play that more towards square leg. I think she offered a horizontal bat, got a leading edge and balloon in the air. Now this is a big wicket for Australia. We'll take a look at that. The leg spinner bowling, yes. Trying to play it towards square leg. And that was not a wicket taking delivery. Australia will be happy. They have got the breakthrough they are looking for.
On top of that, Ricky, she didn't went for a booming lofted shot. There wasn't enough power. Caught Darwin, bowled Williamson. Both Williamson did well against Sri Lanka in the first game as well. Settling down to good lines and lengths. Picked up 1 for 1. So she could be a threat. Already proven. Skipper Nana Carr walks in, batted beautifully against England, built that partnership.
Yes, the vibrant, the energetic skipper Manu Ginanekar. She's been good, Manudi. I mean, she's led with a lot of passion in these last 2 games. Even today, I saw her warming up earlier on, barking her run-ups, bowling. I said, are you going to bowl a few overs? She said, maybe if it comes up. Scored 46 runs so far in this tournament. I mean, she's held the innings together, but she's that sort of a cricketer who shows a lot of energy. A bouncy character, always with a smile, and she's looking forward to this challenge, I'm sure. But that was a big wicket for Australia, like you said. Came out of the blues because that was a full toss. On another day, that would have been hit for 4 or 6. But that's how the game goes. Some days you're lucky, some days you're not. And Williamson has done well.
Obviously, Williamson's confidence will be sky high. Driven down the ground straight to the fielder. We've spoken about the dot ball count. Another one added. 5.82 run rate. Going below 6 runs. Here's the wicket. Had she gone for a booming drive, she could have definitely got it over mid-wicket fielder.
Yeah, I'm surprised that she didn't just go hard at it. Try to just slog that out off the ground or just hit it into the gap on the onside. She was trying to play with soft hands, just trying to rotate it for a single. She was not looking for the boundary, and that was the downfall. But if she went hard for it and connected, I think that would have been another boundary for Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, Australia have managed to break that partnership, get their second wicket. Today, 2 of their bowlers who did well last week in the 2 games they played are not playing today. La Rosa and Sienna Eve. Sienna Eve was brilliant with the ball. She used the new ball as well, the left arm spinner. So both of them are not in this squad. So it's an opportunity for the rest of the players.
Yes, for Aussies to show off what they are capable of. And Sri Lanka, I'm sure they won't mind that because as you just mentioned, La Rosa as well as Eve done fantastically well with their left-arm bowling. Even against England, those 2 bowlers did fantastically well and completes the 12th. Sri Lanka 66 for 2. I think, Ricky, I must take this opportunity to tell our viewers where these players are coming from, where they are schooled at. Madhuri Nanayakara, of course, from Princess of Wales Moratuwa, Netmi Senaratna, Vaduwa Central College, Demi Vihanga, Bopitiya Mahavidyalaya, Rashmika Sevwandi, Anura Vidyalaya Matara, Rashmi Sanjana, Anura Vidyalaya, very proud school. Vishmi Savindi, also from Anura Vidyalaya. 3 players produced to Sri Lanka Women's Under-19 squad. Always good to see.
So start of a new over. Morton into the attack now. Introduced into the attack. Yes, good to see. That's our third umpire, TV umpire, Rambo Martinez. He's been with us now for the last few days, doing a superb job. And our match referee for these 3 games, Nevin Neuer, another senior gentleman, well respected. And good to see him coming in for these three T20 games as well here in Hambantota. Very busy on their laptops, a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork. Not an easy job. That's beautifully bowled and got the wicket. That turned. Morton pitching it outside that off stump. Turning into the left-hander. Hansika was looking to punish it through the offside. And that has clean bowled us. So Sri Lanka have lost their 3rd wicket. 2 wickets have fallen next to each other. We'll take a look at that dismissal. There you go. Too close to a body to play that one. And it was turning into a probably off a tie guard onto the stumps as well. Nevertheless, Morton has picked up the wicket. Hiruni Hansika departs for 10, 66 for 3.
Rashmi Netranjali, another left-handed batter, walks in. Now we can clearly see spinners putting the brakes on Sri Lanka scoring. Williamson, Gill and Morton joins in, picking up a wicket. It'll be interesting to see what will be Sri Lanka's approach. They were in a much better position at the end of the first power play. Now having lost 3 wickets close to each other. So they are in a desperate need of a partnership. Nanayakara and Senaratne built a solid partnership against India to take Sri Lanka's score to a decency in the previous game. And I'm sure Sri Lanka dugout would be hoping something similar. Here's the dismissal. A little bit of turn came off the back leg straight into the stumps. Hansika's innings ended, another wide.
So Netranjali is another very impressive player, good all-rounder. We saw her with the ball, gives it her all. And now she has a job to do with the bat. Got 14 runs, I think, in one game. But this pair now again is crucial that they set up a partnership. These last few overs have been very good for England. After the 10th over, it was 59. So they've given away just 9 runs now in 2.5 overs. And in the process, they picked up a couple of wickets as well. So they're certainly bowling well, the 2 spinners. That's short.
Very good, very good.
But just a single to the skipper Nanayakara. 13 completed. So just 10 runs for 2 wickets in the last 3 overs. So it's a good passage of play for Australia.
Just to continue with the rest of the squad, Ashwini Kaushalya from Vikramasila National School, Griul, Jasanti Herat, Lenibe Mahavidyalaya Matale, Sumudu Nisansala, Devapatiraja Vidyalaya Ratgama.
The high-rise buildings, just a few of them. The 3rd over was good for 13, but most of the overs have been smaller ones. But that's well played, delicately played. Very late by Nanayakara. A lot of width outside the off stump from Williamson. And all she did was give it direction and picking up her first boundary.
That boundary will definitely release some pressure. Sri Lanka was under intense pressure. These spin duo working their magic, restricting things. Nice little dab into the gap for more runs. Nanayakara moves to 5. Nanayakara is someone who prefers to play all her shots particularly towards point region. And today we are noticing some difference.
Wide.
Just like that, one more wide outside the leg stump. Bowler after that boundary under a little bit of pressure, adjusting her lines and lengths to get it straighter. Touch overdid it.
Be careful, has to be careful. Came down the track, hit it onto a boot, I think. Intention was clear, go down the track, hit it down the ground. But unfortunately, a big inside edge. Oh, that's well played. But a good stop, good cricket. I think if she didn't get a hand onto that one, that would have been 4th, Amika. Definitely the fielder was in the circle. So brilliant fielding by Williamson.
Off down.
Exactly. Good piece of fielding of her own bowling. Fielder was inside the circle as you mentioned. Boundary saving effort by the bowler, Williamson.
Yes, take.
Played straight back at the bowler. There was ample opportunity to work that one to anywhere on the leg side. Netranjali still looking nervous, still 3 deliveries. Once again, another good delivery, little bit of turn onto the pads. A dot ball to complete the 14th. Sri Lanka 75 for 3. So continuing with the rest of the squad. Dehami Senaratna, Anula Vidyalaya, Nugegoda, Rashmi Netranjali in the middle. Devapatharaj Ratgama.
So there you go, they've already used 8 bowlers. Hamilton has been outstanding. This gave 2 overs for just 2 runs. That's well played. Has she got enough? Brilliant, brilliant. Now this is what we like to see from Australia in the field. Driving around, saving runs. Gill has been brought back into the attack. Good cricket all around. Nyanekara, she's trying to take on the leg spinners, trying to hit straight. And that brilliant effort in the field, certainly stopping 2 runs.
Australians, good to see, good fielding efforts.
Yes, that's been referred to the 3rd umpire to check the boundary. That was a superb effort. Brilliant stuff by the fielder.
Down, go!
Oh, this time gets it finer. Diving effort in vain. Placement was outstanding by Nyanekara. Intentionally got that finer. And Sri Lanka gets another boundary. This is good to see. Getting a move on. 2-4-4. Gill straight away under pressure.
She's come out there with a purpose. Manugi Nyanekara. That was very well played. The placement was the trademark of that shot. She had to beat the inner field, had to beat the fielder patrol in the boundary. Got it right between them. So far, Manugi Nyanekara is going really well to run a ball. Sri Lanka have hit 13 boundaries so far.
Okay, we've seen top batters in the world after picking up a boundary straight away go and pick a single, rotate strike. Sri Lanka, I'm sure instructions must have given as a result. Now we're starting to see slowly but steadily Sri Lanka going for singles. Steady stream of runs. Look at it. 8 runs already, 2 more deliveries to go. On the back foot.
So get another couple of runs, I presume. Yes, they'll come back for 2. Gill hasn't been at her best today comparatively to the last 2 games. She was perfect, but today she has tend to drop them a bit too short, bowled a couple of full tosses, hasn't been able to land it in the right area.
I think Sri Lankan batters, having seen her doing well, must have developed a strategy. It looks like the strategy is working. Dot ball, nevertheless, to complete the 15th. Sri Lanka 85 for 3.
Two strike. No, just one. Just in here. Can I have a third, please, Hazrat?
The light towers at Hamban Tota. There you go, 85 for 3, 9 extras so far. Kavindi was good, 39 of 29. Vihanga once again got a start, 10, but she took 25 deliveries today, much slower than general. She is Hansika, 10 of 17. Nanekar, 15 of 15 is batting well. Netranjali, she'll have to give much as strike as possible to Nanekara, the skipper. You could see that Nanekara, Paulinus, welcome back into the commentary box. He's looking for the singles. She wants to get on strike. She wants to have much of it as possible.
Yeah, that's exactly what Netranjali should do. Just rotate the strike and give more of the strike to Nanekara. She's looking to get on with the game. And Lucy Hamilton, there you see, on the third over, just giving away only 2 runs in the first 2 overs. She had a maiden. She could have had a wicket in that over. But been bowling pretty well. That's one shortish. Didn't get hold of it. Netranjali, she got just to push it around and give the single to Nanekara.
Yes, you could see a bit of frustration creeping in to young Netranjali. 7 deliveries for 2 runs. Because she knows her role now is to give much a strike as possible to the captain. So every dot ball bowled by Australia, that will build a pressure. That's what Australia needs to be doing right now.
That's firmly hit over mid-on, but could have been taken, I thought. But that's gone into the boundary for 4.
Another hit over the infield. Netranjali taking on the bowler, angled into her, just went with the angle, down the ground. The fielder coming in from long on. It was a difficult chance, did the hard work, but could not get a hand onto it at the end. So another boundary to Sri Lanka.
Netranjali going on to 7 with that single, and the Sri Lankan score to 90.
Yes, Lucy Hamilton has been very unlucky today. First a simple chance went a begging. This time Clark did all the hard work, but just could not get in position, get her hands behind that one.
Hamilton bowling her third over. Been really on the mark. That's another good delivery. Wrapped on the pads.
She missed out on that one, Nanekara. She knows it. That should have been put away for runs. A half volley on leg stump. Nowadays, those are run scoring opportunities. You won't get many of them.
Sri Lanka going at a rate at 5.68 per over. Might be definitely wanting to increase that rate. And that you get the outside edge going towards the third man boundary. 4 runs. 4 more runs to Nanekara. Takes her on to 19 and the score to 93 after 16 overs.
9 runs off that over. I think that was intentionally played. Probably she was looking to play it a bit more squarer and got a bit of an outside edge. But the idea was correct. She was looking to play it fine. Looking to pick up a boundary. She won't mind it, Nanekara. She's going great guns. 19 of 17. Expensive over for Hamilton. 9 runs off that. And now Sri Lanka, 94 for 3 after 16 overs. So 4 overs remaining. And they will certainly be looking to get to that 130 plus mark.
Julie Morton, first delivery flighted and taken very nicely by Netranjali, coming down the wicket and driving it firmly past mid-off. That's gone to the boundary. So Netranjali also now started to get a couple of shots. There you see the flighted delivery.
Yes, that was a juicy full toss that needed to go to the boundary. It has done so. Sri Lanka not missing out this time. If Nanekara is there, what we are going to see is this running between the wickets. Hit and run. We saw that the other day against England. She will be looking for a single every delivery. You know, their running between the wickets has been excellent. You may get a run out or two in the death overs, but the purpose, that's well ball, beaten. Looking to run it down to her third man with the ball turning into you. Oh, she has bowled. I thought that came off the wicketkeeper's gloves because they weren't too excited at all. They weren't too excited. I thought the ball fell off the wicketkeeper's gloves. We didn't see the bowler celebrate, neither the wicketkeeper. But Manuki Nanekara, after a well-made 19, she was looking so dangerous. Similar dismissal to the last one. She's batting outside leg stump. She was looking to play through that offside. And her off stump has been knocked back. A good little innings by the skipper. But Morton has come back to pick up a second wicket.
It's 99 for 4. Nanekara definitely tried to work it away towards third man. Missed it completely.
Anjib.
Ashmika Sewandi is the new batter that has come in.
So that was a vital wicket for England. Getting rid of the skip at a vital time because they were looking good, the two left-handers. The runs were coming, the boundaries were coming. Rashmika Sewandi is out there. Beautiful shot. That's so pretty to watch. Sewandi intentionally, she carved that over that extra cover region. One bounce into the boundary for 4. Opening innings in style. Look at that. That was beautifully played. Beautifully played. She needed to hit it over that infield and she needed to beat the long off field. Perfection. 100 on the board. It's 103 for 4.
Definitely another foolish delivery, but this time she couldn't get hold of it properly. Straight to the short mid-wicket fielder. So that's the end of that over. 17 gone. It's 103 for 4.
Hands around circle. Yeah, go on.
So few steady overs. 9 to 10 run overs coming in the last 3. Though they have lost a wicket of Nanekara. Couple of maidens in there as well. There hasn't been a steady progress by the Sri Lankans.
That's nicely played by Netranjali. That's going towards the boundary. 4 more runs to her. Takes her on to 16 and the Sri Lankan total on to 107 for 4.
Poor bowling by Clark. You cannot bowl there if you don't have protection on the boundary. Strain on the pads of Netranjali. Flicking it away. Past that square leg fielder. Easy boundary at the end.
Well, Netranjali definitely looking for the shots now. Getting those runs quickly. Got a couple of boundaries in the last few overs. She's on 16 of 12 deliveries. This time again hit firmly, but this time straight to the fielder. Didn't get hold of it again. Intention was correct, but no power in that shot. Straight into the short mid-wicket fielder. So Sri Lanka losing their 5th wicket at 107.
So yes, trying to chip it away over that onside. Didn't time it at all. Easily catch for Jill. Asrat Gill. Or is it Dulwin? Yes, Dulwin is the catcher, beg your pardon. She's out for 16. Good little hand once again by Rashmi Netranjali. It's 107 for 5.
Darshini
Madam,
Gimhani
over.
coming in
No
at
more to
number
come.
7. Remember the last game, the last ball she came in. She put it straight over the bowler, set for a 6. Oh, that's on, beaten outside the off stump. Trying to push it away. That's Gimhani.
It's an opportunity for her to bat with 2 overs remaining after this. Sri Lanka will be looking to pile it on, get as many as possible. They got 117 the other day against Australia. That's white call. They got 128 versus England. So today, can they get to 130 plus? It's not going to be easy, but a couple of big overs is what they need.
Well, definitely, Ricky, they might be wanting to get up to over 130 at least.
Right.
That's again wide outside the off stump. And signaled wide by umpire Amara Singha.
Trying the slow delivery. She got it right, but just missed the direction. You could see there. Just cross finger. That's in there. Oh, another drop chance. Australia have really blundered in their fielding today. I think that's Williamson, isn't it? Tegan Williamson, who has done so well with the ball. That should have been taken. That was down her throat. Oh, that was a comfortable catch. At this level, you need to take those.
Well, Australian fielding has definitely not been up to the mark today. Dropped a couple of chances, allowing the Sri Lankan batsmen to free their arms. 111 for 5 at the moment.
Mr. Nelson has come to Surya Weber onto the scoreboard.
Over.
18 completed, 1-1-1 for 5.
Square, please. Power, please. Deep, long, deep off.
6 minutes, 2 overs. Come on, batters.
You see, Rick, at the current rate, they can go up to 123. But definitely they might be wanting to get something more than that. 19 runs to reach up to 130. To getting 2 overs. That's firmly hit towards the mid-wicket area. There is a fielder there. That's Gimhani getting a single. Takes the score to 112.
Very back into the attack into a third over.
Release them.
Yes, so Sri Lanka will be looking to get maximum as possible. If they can get another 20 runs, they'll get 132. But yes, so they need to probably get to 130, get to that where they got against England. Could be a run out. The fielding effort was good, stopped it, got the throw in, but the bowler was not there in time to try and gather cleanly and break the stumps.
Once again, an opportunity to get a batsman out has been missed by the Australians. $113 for 5 Sri Lanka. That's down the leg side. That definitely could be called a wide. Sri Lankans will not mind that. Getting a run and additional delivery. 114 for 5.
This has been Australia's problem right throughout these 3 games they have played. A lot of extras they have conceded. That's well bowled. Dot balls is the need of the hour.
Was a slower delivery. So one they're trying to work it on the offside, missed it completely. Missed the pace of the delivery. Gary bowling a third over down the leg side again. Another wide could be called. Yes, it is.
Just lost the direction totally. She's already bowled 5 deliveries in this over. 11 wides overall, 1 no ball, 1 leg by. So that's a costly for Australia.
That a lot of runs and a lot more deliveries. 11 wides.
This time going for the big one. Sevandi trying to hit it over the top, missing it completely. The intention is right.
13 extras up to now, of which 11 are wides. 1 no ball and a leg by the other 2.
Another no ball. That's another free hit. So another opportunity now for Gimhani to try and get more runs for Sri Lanka. Not been a very good over from Berry. She's bowled a couple of wides. Now she's bowled a no ball. It's a long over as well. 7 deliveries gone. Still 2 to go.
There you are, overstepping. So free to Gimhani. Swinging it, getting the top edge, going over the wicket keeper. That's gone to the boundary for 4. 4 more runs to the Sri Lankan total, and 4 to Gimhani takes her on to 7.
You need to punish the loose delivery. It doesn't matter how it comes, long as the runs come. Going for that big hoik over the onside, leading edge away from the wicket keeper. That's in the air. She's got the height. Has she got the distance? She doesn't. We have Hazrat Gill under that one. Holds on to it comfortably. I think that's a second catch in this innings. And she has to go. So Sri Lanka have lost their 6th wicket after 19 overs at 121. You see,
the replay of that while swing down there over the bowler's head. Hasrat Gill getting underneath it nicely, taking it cleanly. So Sri Lanka 6 down for 121 after 19.
So Sri Lanka won't mind it long as they keep trying, because they have wickets in hand, just a 1 over left. Sumudhu Nisansala is coming. So they have to go for it, just throw their bats around, get as many as possible. That is the requirement. So one over to go.
If they can get 10 runs in this over, Ricky, I think they come up to 131. That will be definitely a very good total.
And that's 4. A very good start to the over. Hamilton has been brilliant today. Though she hasn't picked up a wicket, she has been measly. And another lucky boundary to Sevandi. I thought the wicket keeper probably, it was very close to her. As you see, yes, the wicket keeper didn't go for it. She should have got a glove onto that one. I think that was a catchable height as well. You could see Hamilton is disappointed that the wicketkeeper was just sort of standing, she was taken by surprise. She should have gone, she should have grabbed that one. That should have been a wicket, not a boundary.
Got the gap going towards the boundary, but well fielded there. The batsman grade 2. Taking the score to 127, and Sevandi moves on to 12. Runs coming in this over, 6 runs up to now in these first 2 deliveries. There see the last wicket, a huge hit over the bowler's head, very nicely judged by Hasrat Gill, taking it very cleanly. That was Gimhani's wicket. And this time firmly hit by Sevandi, but takes the outside edge, goes down towards third man, gets a single. Runs have been coming in this over, 7 runs up to now in 3 deliveries.
Center. Left
Yes,
arm
Sri
over.
Lanka creeping now close to that 130 mark, which they would have wanted at the start. Sumudu Nisansala hasn't really got many runs so far, hasn't got a big opportunity to bat long.
Again, another bit of misfielding there. Batsman get the opportunity for the batsman to cross over for a single, taking the score on to 129. Lucy Hamilton bowling her fourth over. Fourth over, 19, given away 19 runs. Well, these two batters have done well in this over, getting 8 runs up to now. 2 more deliveries to go, driven firmly this time. Well fielded.
That was good fielding, certainly stopped a couple of runs. I think if that crept through, that could be out, run out. She wanted another one. Not, I think, referred to the third umpire, isn't it?
නේද? දෙදුණු.
So there goes signalled out from umpire Rambo Martinez. She was looking for another extra run, sent back, couldn't get back in time. Sumudu Nisansala has to depart for 1.
So just a delivery remaining. Sri Lanka 130 for 7. Sansala walking up back. Run out for 1. Trying to have a big sweep, misses it, and an overthrow there.
Excellent running, excellent running. They got 2 for that. Squeezed the 2 runs. Should have been 1. The wicketkeeper should have probably kept the ball, went for the stumps, missed, and the 2 batters crossing over. Sanitma and Sewandi for 2 byes, and Sri Lanka end at 132 for 7 in their 20 overs after being put into bat. They'll be very happy with this score. You know, as the games have progressed, they got more runs. Initially, they got 117 versus Australia, then 128, and today 132 for 7. Cow in the 39 of 29, Viyanka 10 of 25, Hansika 10 of 17, Nanekar got the momentum back 19 of 18, Netanjali supported her 16 of 13, Sevan the 14 not out towards the end, Gimani made 7, Nisansala just 1, and Sanitma not out on a not. So 16 extras. That certainly has helped. 132 for 7 Sri Lanka.
There you see the bowling card. Berry 1 for 27. Williamson 1 for 7 and Morton 2 for 12 are the wicket takers. You have Clark also 2 for 18. They're the wicket takers today. But Hamilton bowled pretty well. 4 overs for 20 runs. Economy rate of 5 per over. And Williamson economy rate of 2.33. They're the main bowlers. Follow wickets at 47, 66, 66, 99, 107, 121 and 130. 16 extras in this innings.
Yes, and the disappointment would have been Gill. 3 overs to 26 went wicketless. She was their best bowler in the first 2 games. So, but the other backup bowlers did a fantastic job overall. To keep Sri Lanka to 132, England need 133 when they come out to bat later. So they'll have some work to do. Remember, they could not chase 129 versus Sri Lanka. So now they have to get 4 runs more. It's not going to be easy. The Sri Lankan bowlers, the spinners particularly, will be at them. But I'm sure we're going to see an entertaining game. 23 ones, just 4 twos, 24s, and 1 6 in that innings at a 6.60.
There have been a good amount of boundaries in that innings, 20 boundaries.
Take a look at that one. These are the highlights package. The 2 openers went after Gill, who started off proceedings. Vyanga was good. And her partner, Kavind, she was absolutely brilliant today. Played some very lovely shots. Good to the eye. Has the shots both sides of the wicket. And really dominated play in that initial part. The Australians' fielding was horrendous.
Well, they put on a good 47-run partnership before that catch was taken, the boundary.
They'll still be disappointed. They missed a couple of easy chances. Then even the ground fielding, a couple of them went through, which resulted in runs. That was the wicket of Hiruni coming back strongly, the leg spinner Morton, and picking up Hiruni. She got another one later on in the innings. That was the wicket of the skipper Nanekara, beautifully bowled. And
well, at this time, the Sri Lankans are throwing their bats at everything, trying to get more of possible runs.
yes, you can't doubt that their intent was brilliant. You know, they were just backing on their skills and played some fearless cricket. That's what we see from these under 19s. Not afraid to try their best out there and take on the opposition.
So Australia need 133 to win of 20 overs at 6.6 runs per over. So it will be definitely an interesting game. Australia going for the chase.
It's certainly going to be a good one, no doubt about it. 133 at 6.60, 10 wickets in hand for Australia. Can they win their first game of this Women's Under-19 Tri-Nations tournament, or can Sri Lanka make it 3 out of 3? We'll be back in a short while for the Australian run chase.
Absolutely superb.
Welcome back to the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium here in Surya Weber Hambantota. Australia need 133 to win this game in 20 overs at 6.6 runs per over. The morning session, Sri Lanka were asked to bat in by the Australians. They went on to get on 132 runs, and Sanjana Kavindi getting 39 of those. Manidunana Kara 19. Now Grace Lyons has opened the innings for the Australians. It will be an interesting chance with McKeown.
So McKeown,
McKeown.
who played the first game against Sri Lanka, didn't play the second game against England. So she'll be opening the innings. Both these players will be looking to get going. The Australian top order hasn't got too many runs. They put a lot of pressure on the middle order. So it's very important they get off to a good start. Good delivery from Sewandi, good area, bowled at a good pace as well. And Lions very watchfully lets it go through.
The two Sri Lankan opening bowlers have been doing right throughout good well. And Sewandi in particular, been bowling pretty well. Started off well against the Australians. This is the first game. Good line that time.
That's a good work, a good bowling. Keeping it on that off stump line. She has a slip in a position. Sewandi has been very good with the new ball. We'll see her bowl a couple of overs at the top. Come back at the end. She has been one of the go-to bowlers for the captain. Trusted. This is certainly good stuff.
She and Rashmi Nitranjali, the other opening bowler too, have been bowling pretty well for the Sri Lankans in this series. Another good delivery by Sewandi, driven firmly but straight to the extra cover fielder.
A slight misfield, but no damage done. Powerfully struck that one.
4 dot deliveries up to now.
By McKeown.
That's one short and put away this time. One bounce into the fence. 4 runs to McKeown.
That was a good hit. Shot after be hit. She just rocked back and pulled it over mid-on. Lots of time on her hands, McKeown, to play that one. And you could see a lot of power behind that shot.
Definitely got off the back foot and pulled it beautifully. So they got to pitch it up.
That's a good comeback by Rashmika Sewandi. Big smile on her face. That bit of a swagger as well. Enjoying herself out there. First over completed, 4 without loss.
Australia still need 129 to win this game of 19 overs. McKeown on 4. It's Rashmi Nitranjali. Interesting action, bowling action, Nitranjali.
Certainly has, especially at the delivery point. Energetic. Graceland's got 15 runs so far.
It's outside the off stump but pitched up to her. Goes to the wicket keeper, no run.
She batted down the order in the last game versus England, Grace Lyons. Today has got the opportunity to bat at the top of the order because Smith has been left out for today's game. So she'll be looking to capitalize, grab that opportunity she's got here to bat in the power play.
That's a good delivery that was moving into the batsman.
Certainly a good ball, on target, on line. Curving in to the right hander. See, that ball is beautifully bowled. You know, the ball was looked to be swinging in the air out, but after it pitched, it came back into the right hander. Did a bit too much. And probably was angling down the leg side, but certainly Rashmi, she bowls really well with the new ball.
She does something with her fingers also, Ricky. If you see quite closely.
I think it's more to do with the wrist. I think she just rotates her wrist a bit at the last moment to get it away or bring it back. Cheeky and successful. Walking across the stumps, Lyons, she knew exactly where the fielder was. Just using the pace of the bowler and picking up another boundary, the second of this Australian innings. A dangerous shot, but when it comes off, it looks certainly good, and this time it did for Australian Lions.
Yes, that is a good shot. Got it well. Got a boundary. Lions off the mark with that boundary. Australia 8 for no loss. But again, a good delivery by Nitranjali. She's bringing it into the batsman. Wonderful action. Very unorthodox. The Australian batters have put on 8 for no loss. That's again, she brought it in. That's the end of that over. 2 gone, 8 for no loss.
Two overs completed, 8 without loss. So Australia have got up to a decent start. Required run rate 6.94. What they will not want is that required run rate to go over 7.5. Then only the problems start to set in. So as long as they could keep it within this required run rate right from the start, they will certainly think they are in the game. So on the full and wide, it was in the slot for McEwen to put away. She's disappointed. You could see that she didn't get any bat on that one.
So on the ball, the first over for 4 runs. These two batters must be wanting to get some runs and keep their wickets intact. They got to chase 133 to win this game. Nicely played.
That's a good shot. Certainly that's a good one, Paulinus. Like you were going to say, that's beautifully played. I mean, that's a classical shot. With outside the off stump, squeezing it through that backward point region for her second boundary.
McEwen definitely got better on the ball that time. Be the cow point fielder. That's a nice shot. So the Australian score moves on to 12. It's again wide outside the off stump. McEwen trying to have a swing at it. Misses that one. 12 for no loss. These two batters definitely might be want to hang around there and get up to a good start for the Australians. That's exactly what they got to do. 121 runs needed in 17.3 overs. Again, another beautifully driven, but straight to the fielder who unable to stop it cleanly.
It's a slight misfield. The bowler isn't happy. I think the captain too that they gave away 2 runs that time. Should have stopped that one. It was a similar shot from McEwen. Take a look at that one. She's straight towards the field. Yes, she should have got her hands and certainly not given away any runs. Every run counts when you're defending a total of 132.
Well, if you stop those, definitely the pressure will build on the Australian batters.
This time she does so. Straight to her once again. I think it's a net me. Beg your pardon, it is Rashmi Nesranjali who is out there. Oh, that's close to the back and is been given out by umpire Amar Singh. Chandrika Amar Singh raises his finger. Once again, her eyes lit up, McEwen, when she saw the width outside the off stump from Sewandi. But she's got a slight bit of movement, certainly. Outside edge, straightforward catch. Sumudu hangs on to it without any trouble at all. And Australia have lost the early wicket of Ines McEwen for 10. Caught by Nisansala, Sumudu Nisansala behind the stump, 14 for 1.
She was always trying to go for that drive. Well pitched up to her, and she went for it. So it's Samara Doldwin coming in at number 3. Australia losing their first wicket at 14. Sri Lankans need to get those breakthroughs and keep the pressure on the Australian batters. Still need 119 runs to win this game in 17 overs. Another good delivery by Netranjali. There you see the replay of that. McEwen trying to drive it, got the outside edge, and the wicketkeeper did the rest.
So Lions looks predominantly a bottom hand player. Even when she plays those drives through the offside, a lot of bottom hand coming into it. Netranjali has been very economical in this tournament.
That's again firmly driven between cover and extra. That's going towards the extra cover boundary. 4 runs to Lions. She moves on to 12. And the Australians go to 18.
Yes, that's a good looking shot once again with outside the off stump. Her left foot really didn't go towards the pitch of the ball, but it was all those hand-eye coordination, her wrist, giving it direction. You could see, like I mentioned, a lot of bottom hand once again into the shot. Strong wrist to get it past or between those two fielders.
It's nicely worked away off the back foot towards the square leg area. Gets a single. Lions move on to 9 and the Australians go to 19. Still a long way to go. 114 runs needed of 16.3 overs. Netranjali bowling her second over. Bit of unorthodox action goes down the leg side, what we call wide. Yes, it is. So that's the first wide in the Sri Lankan innings. So 20 runs on the board for Australia.
It's a strain down the leg side this time. Dulwin, she didn't get going in that last game against England. Playing it late. Delicate. So it's so far 6 ball over, 1 more to go for Netrangeli because of that wide. Won't be surprised to see the spinners into the attack soon. Probably from the next over onwards. Good run in between the wickets. It's a direct hit, but safely home. 4 was completed. 22 for 1.
There are the two worms. See the Australian worm catching up the Sri Lankan worm. Still, it's too early to talk about it. Sri Lankan openers put on a good partnership of 47 runs for the first wicket.
Well, Ines, what is surprising to see is that generally, you see, when it comes to Sri Lanka or South Asian countries, they will always use or prefer to use spinners up front with the new ball. But in this tournament, we have seen England and Australia, using the spinners with the new ball in the power play overs, and Sri Lanka have at least bowled a few overs with their seamers with the new ball. Even today, that happened as expected. As I told you, spin will come into the attack soon. Vihanga, their most trusted spinner, she bowls in the power play, and she'll even bowl the 19th or the 20th over. She's come into the attack, but Sri Lanka has still used 4 overs with their seamers with the new ball, and that is good to see, isn't it? Giving them the opportunity up front.
Yeah, you're right, Ricky. But these two opening bowlers, they see Vihanga 3 matches. We're talking about these two opening bowlers. They have been bowling really well.
Well played, beautifully played by Dulwin. Played it late. Now that was a good cricketing shot. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Rocked onto the back foot. Is that the Lions who got that? Yes, I think it's the Lions who has played that. Rocked onto the back foot. There was a slip. There was a short third. And she had to get it away from the fielder. Did just that. Very well played indeed.
We're talking about those two fast bowlers, Ricky. I think Tranchali and Siv on the board, they got that initial breakthroughs. And that's why the Sri Lankans trust on them. There's a lot of trust put on those two bowlers to get those breakthroughs. And even today, they got that early breakthrough.
Center. Radam over. 3 more to come.
So Vihanga given away 7 runs and 3 deliveries she has bowled up to now. And the two Australian batters keen to build on it. Dulwin on 1, Lions on 17.
Vihanga not afraid to give a bit of ER. She likes to entice the batter to come down the track.
That one pushed with the arm, beating the batter, goes to the wicket keeper.
It's not a footwork once again, just a flash in blade. Need to rock back onto the back foot, playing the cut shot. This is good bowling. This is good bowling. She's mixing things around, playing with a pace. 5 overs completed, 29 for 1.
There you see the Australian batting card. McKeown on out for 10. Bowled by Nissan Salah, so 1 for 10. And Leon's not out on 17. And Dulwin not out on 1. 1 extra, 5 overs, 29 for 1. It's definitely going to be an interesting chase, Dhammika, the Australians.
No doubt, 29 for 1. Decent start. Still an over left inside the first power play. A full toss. Juicy full toss. Well dealt with. Another boundary. Australia looking very strong. 33 runs on the board. This time Lions. She's not going to miss on that opportunity.
Yeah, you see the replay on that. A fuller delivery. Tossed up. Nicely accepted by Lions. Put it over to the fine leg boundary.
So
Chamali Pramoda. He had been one of the consistent bowlers for the Sri Lankan team. Left arm. Round the wicket. This time well pitched up and Lions push it on the onside. No run.
Even during the previous over, Australia started up by picking up a boundary, then a 2 and a single. Then Vihanga came back strongly, just like that. Praboda, after conceding that boundary, straight away settling into her customary line and length, which given her the opportunity of picking up wicket and doing well in this series. Today as well, she needs to do well to increase the chances of Sri Lanka winning.
That's nicely worked away towards the fine leg area. There is a long chase. The batters cross over for 2. Taking the score on to 35. Well, if I remember right, Sri Lanka also got around 35 to 38 runs within the power play overs. And the Australians have done well. Of course, yes, the Australians have lost an early wicket. That's down the leg side, could be called wide. Yes, it is called wide.
So I think in comparison to all the games, Sri Lanka made an improvement, went on to score 130 plus, which they've mentioned right throughout the tournament at the beginning of the toss. So it's good to see Sri Lanka setting a target, reaching that. They could have gone beyond 140, but through that middle period, little jitters, wickets gone down in a heap, not continuing the momentum given to them by the openers. So I think Sri Lanka missing out on a 15 or to 10 run in this game as well. We'll see. Interesting game as Sri Lanka ends the first power play with 37 for 1 for Australia.
Second power play.
There you see the umpire signaling, that's umpire Chandrika Amratsingha signaling the power play. The end of first power play. Well, Sri Lanka got 35 in their power play, and the Australians kept up to the mark. They got 37. They have lost a wicket. Sri Lanka were 35 for no loss. Australia 37 for 1.
This is what makes the crucial period for Australia. 10 overs from 6th to 15. That's where Sri Lanka put brakes on Australia scoring in the first game. As she gets it into the deep end, picking up another single. Jolene moves to 2. Australia 39 for 1.
Vihanga tossed it up and Leons came down the wicket, drove firmly. That is Julvin getting a single. Well, Grace Leon has been batting very well. 25 of 20 deliveries. Got a couple of boundaries too. 39 on the board. For a loss of 1 wicket, the Australian batters trying to strengthen their position at this stage. They lost their first wicket at 14. They had an inside edge going past the wicket-keeper down the leg side. They get a single.
I'm starting to notice the difference from Australian top order. They are footwork is precise in comparison to previous two games against spinners. They are trying to improvise, coming down the track just like that. Outstanding piece of fielding, still couldn't prevent the boundary. Unfortunate.
That was firmly hit. A good effort, but still could not complete that effort, and the ball went into the boundary for 4. So taking the Australian total on to 44. Dilwyn gets on to 6 with that boundary. There you see a tossed up delivery, driven firmly.
I think Sri Lanka so far in comparison to Australia been good in the field. Completes the 7th, 44 for 1 Australia. Moving along.
Australia need 89 more runs to win this game of 78 deliveries. There I see the last boundary coming down the wicket and driving it firmly. Good effort there by the fielder, but unfortunately couldn't stop it. Got her hands to it. So Dilwyn quite happy with that boundary.
Prabodha, her mechanism is to slow it down, not providing pace, pitching it in the good length area. And
there you see Chandana Jayavikrama, who will be celebrating her birthday today. This time Lions nicely putting away towards the fine leg boundary. That's 4 more runs to her. Takes her on to 30. And the score moves on to 88.
that was really nicely played by Leons. Moving on to the off stump, upsetting the rhythm of the bowler, and gets the placement really nicely. She knew straight away the square leg fielder was way too square, so gets it finer, earning another boundary. This time goes for a river sweep, loud shout. Umpire Dejanu De Silva unmoved, picking up another leg by. Steadily, Australia moving along, needing 84 of 75. Now, these two batters having batted well, making things easier for Australia.
Well, I thought the impact was just outside the off stump. That one, that's why umpire there, De Silva, saying not out. 49 on the board. These two Australian batters have done well at the moment. They put on 35 runs for the second wicket. Leons in particular, that's a flighted delivery. Just not carrying into the fielder, dropping short. Dilwyn trying to hit it, he didn't get hold of it, got the bottom of the bat. Mid-off fielder standing back, took it one bounce. It's nicely played down the leg side, getting a single. That's the 50 on the board for the Australians. They're 50 coming off the 8th over, end of the 8th over, 50 for 1.
There you go on the scoreboard, 50 runs, giant scoreboard at Suryaweather International Cricket Stadium. Dilwyn not out on 7, Lions on 30. Things looking really good for Australia. Here's the wagon wheel. Grace Leons, very cheeky, very innovative. We saw a couple of paddle sweeps just a moment ago, moving towards the offside, sweeping it finer, gets another boundary, 5 of them, 30 runs. She's been doing really steady job, and her partner Dilwyn providing the much needed support, which makes Australia at this stage in front, though this is where Sri Lanka working their magic. Left arm Chinaman Gimhani comes into the attack.
And Dilwyn just rotating the strike, giving more of the strike to Leons, who is really on the go, on the attack. 30 runs coming off 25 deliveries. These two batters planning the innings well up to now. Gimhani, there is 6 overs, 2 wickets, 27 runs, economy of 4.26, best been 2 for 12. That's in this series. Australia needing 82 to win of 71 deliveries. Leons on 30. That's That's a good delivery, wrapped in the pads, and he's given out. So that's the end of Leon's, gone for 30.
This is as plumb as it gets. I've spoken about a little bit of magic. Gimhani straight away delivers. Left arm Chinaman bowlers usually gets right-handers in trouble. Take a look at it. Beautiful piece of bowling, struck in line with the stumps and going on to hit the middle stump. Easiest call for umpire Chandrika Amarasinghe. Now Sri Lanka picking up that much needed wicket, much needed breakthrough, 51 for 2.
Well, that ball was tossed up and well pitched up, but Kimani really pitched it up to her. And Leon's trying to go on the back foot and try to work it on the onside, missed it completely. Wrapped on the pads, and the umpire didn't have any hesitation at all in ruling her out. So the Australian captain, Lucy Hamilton, coming in at number 4 with Australia 51 for 2.
Center, correct. Only left arm over.
I think Sri Lankan bowlers as well as fielders need to be mindful of. Lucy Hamilton is the one who did the most damage against them in the first game, 28 runs. She is very capable of clearing the boundary with ease. Very tall, very strong looking young lady.
That one off the back foot again, turned in, pushed on the onside, didn't get hold of it, got the edge, went down towards deep mid-on and get a single, so she's off the mark. 52 for 2 Australia. There you see the replay of that. A tossed up delivery. Leon's going on the back foot, trying to work it on the onside, wrapped on the pads right in front. And there was no hesitation at all by umpire Chandrika Amarasinghe to rule it out. That's a wide delivery.
Probably striving for a little bit of spin there. Pushing down the leg side. 3 wides in comparison to Australia. I think they're given about something around 11 to 12 wides. Well fielded off her own bowling. Gimhani in the middle of a good first over. She needs to do really well to increase the chances of Sri Lanka. She did that during the first 2 games, and I'm sure Sri Lanka's keeper
Right.
once again striving down the leg side, striving for a little bit of spin. Understandable. They need to pick up wickets. Delvin settled down. A wicket here will definitely put Australia under pressure.
Only left arm over.
She got to aim the outside the off stump because the orthodox spin of the left hander coming into the batsman. That's nicely played, but straight to the fielder.
You're right about that, Polly. Outside the off stump, turning the ball in towards the batter and occasionally going away from the bat. So providing ample opportunities for Gimhani to pick up more wickets.
That's a tossed up delivery, full toss, driven firmly. There is a fielder there coming around it.
Over.
So it's 9 overs gone. Australia 55 for 2. Dolvin on 9 and Hamilton on 1.
කොයිනි
So we are at the beginning of the 10th over. Important pace of this game. This is where Sri Lanka dominated Australia and restricted them under 117 runs. Hansika straight away, sliding away from the batsman. Right arm offie. Once you get that away movement from the right-hander, makes her doubly difficult. This time clearly was expecting some turn. 3 matches, a wicket, given away 23 runs, a full toss.
The
Shade of the
Australian
fielder,
batters looking
Australia not thinking of coming back for the second.
Well, the Australian batters didn't take advantage of that. A couple of full deliveries. There you see again. Hansika got her hand to it. Didn't feel it cleanly. Australia should be looking for the second run there, but didn't get it. Just a single. Brings Hamilton on to strike.
That's much better, slowing it down, pitching it fuller, not providing room, because you know Hamilton, if you provide room, trying down the leg side, she will definitely lift that one over mid-wicket boundary. She did that extensively against both the teams. This time a single. At this stage, required run rate above 7. It's about containing. I think if Sri Lanka does it good enough, wickets will come.
Full win on 10 after 17 deliveries. Hamilton 2 of 3 deliveries. Australia 57 for 2. There you see somebody is needed of 62 deliveries. That's again a foolish delivery. They'll be unable to take advantage of that. What the Australian batters should do is just try to work the ball away rather than trying to hit it firmly. You see short and this time cut away, but straight to the fielder again. So that's the end of that over. 10 gone. Is it 57 for 2?
I'm going through the rest of the Scots. Sanjana Kavindi, who also from Devapataraja Vidya Rodgama. Shashini Gimhani, we saw her a moment ago from Devapataraja Rodgama. Vimokshi Balasuryas. We'll have another look at the wicket. That's the outside edge. Sri Lanka picking up the first, putting brakes on Australia scoring. Nice piece of bowling. Moment ago, plumb in front. Beautiful piece of bowling by Gimhani. This is the scorecard. Darwin and Hamilton determined to build up a partnership. Leons batted superbly. 26 deliveries, 30 runs. Sri Lanka given away 5 extras. Decent job. Interesting final 10 overs coming up.
Yes, the game in the balance at this stage. Sri Lanka were 59 on the board. 1 for 10 to Sewandi. Netranjali none for 12. They bowled well in the first 4 overs. Vihanga has bowled 2 overs. Prabodha 2 overs. Gimhani 1 for 5 and Hansika 1 over for just 2 runs. So the spinners will do a lot of bowling. Like I mentioned, after 10 overs, Sri Lanka were 59 for the loss of 1 wicket. So Australia just slightly behind. They lost an additional wicket as well. This is where Sri Lanka lost their second wicket in the start of the 11th over. So they are going even Stevens at the moment. 76 of 60 balls, 8 wickets in hand. You'll think it's certainly gettable, Australia in front, but another wicket or 2 and a few dot balls will certainly put a lot of pressure on the Australian batters. And yes, at the moment, at this halfway mark of this innings, it's certainly in the balance for both teams. For Australia, I'm happy to see Lucy Hamilton come out to bat. Dhamika, I thought in the last game she batted too low down the order. She came in at number 6 when there was a lot of catching up to do. They needed a lot of runs to get against England, and she played a few shots, got a few runs, but couldn't really make it count. So today she's coming in at a situation where she can control the game, take charge of the game, and she's a very good player. We saw it in the first game against Sri Lanka. So if she bats right till the end, I'll tell you that Australia have a very good chance to get in to the Sri Lanka total.
It'll be very, very difficult for Sri Lanka to get over the line if she stays till the completion of this game. She's still on 76 of 60. This is about the stage 2 left-armers, Chinaman bowler and left-arm orthodox. Gimhani settle themselves down, picking up wickets, and does the job for Sri Lanka. And I'm sure, well supported by the fielders, they'll be hoping to repeat that. I'm sure Australia as well must have laid out a plan to how to tackle these two left arm spin bowlers, slow left arm operators.
Gimhan is the threat to the Aussie batting. She's been among the wickets, bowled very accurately in both the games last week. She's not an easy bowler to get away. The ball tends to slide on, skid on to the bat really quickly because of a quick arm action. There you go again. So you have to be very careful when you're playing across the line. As long as you play straight, the straight bat, you will get away. But soon as you look to pull and cut, you have to be very careful because she also can get a bit of a bounce off this surface.
This time well pitched up, driven down the ground for a single. Darwin looking good. Spent some time in the middle, 21 deliveries, just 12 runs, but they are in no hurry because they know straight away they got the firepower in Lucy Hamilton. Gill to come, so they're pretty much in a desired position, calm and composed, picking up singles at will. So the job for Sri Lanka would be is to restrict scoring, just like that. Just a single given away, and to complete the 11th, 62 for 2 Australia. They are looking relaxed. 8 wickets in the hand, and it's up to Sri Lanka to do something special, just like they did against England and Australia during their previous games.
So they have a rugby ball as well out there in the dugout for their practicing. As you know, Australians play a lot of rugby down there in down under the Australian rules. They love the sport. It's one of the top sports in Australia. And I'm sure they have a couple of balls here for their practice reasons, warm-ups. So Hansika into a second over, decent first over, just 2 runs. Sri Lanka will be looking. What they need from her is dot balls. Bowl as many as dot balls as possible. Oh, that went through. Didn't get down in time. Neither the mid-off fielder have any opportunity to stop that one. Hamilton is a very powerful player. Packs a punch. And yes, the bowler should have stopped that. The fielder diving over it as well, coming in from mid-off. Australia will take it.
Couldn't have placed it better than that. Evading the bowler, evading mid-off fielder. Just the way to go. Go straight. More often than not, you pick up a lot of runs. Nicely tucked that one away for another single. Lucy Hamilton straight away looking comfortable and looking dangerous. Sri Lanka conceding singles touch too easily for my liking. I think if they can restrict singles,
comes down the track. Intention was clear. Try to get it through the offside. Dulwin has faced 23 deliveries for 12 runs so far. So she'll be looking to make a move on here. Try to reduce that gap between runs and balls for herself and for Australia's total. Oh, she once again playing very late. Jumping down on that one, but cannot beat the offside field.
Dulwin very keen on playing off the back foot. Strong cutter and puller, just like that, gets it into the gap. Fielder comes around, keeping it down for just 2 runs. Good piece of fielding, decent enough. That's gone.
That looks out. That looks out. Certainly looks out. Umpire Amar Singh will head over to the third umpire. Umpire Rambo Martinez will have to make the decision. A bit of a hesitancy in the centre, and this could be a wicket.
no doubts whatsoever. She was miles out. So Dalvin, having settled down, taken 23 deliveries, walking back, I think she should be disappointed. Not been decisive when it comes to running. Calling wasn't up to the mark. Australia losing another wicket. Sri Lanka sneaking in.
So Ella Briscoe is out there in the centre. She hasn't been able to do too much so far in this series. Today just bowled that 1 over was expensive. So she has 8 overs to show what she's capable with the bat.
At this stage for Sri Lanka, she's the one in between them and the victory. The rest of the batters, they have the capability of rotate singles and picking up boundary, but definitely Hamilton is the danger one.
We'll take a look at that dismissal. What I want to see is the run in between the wickets. They picked up the first run quite easily. I think there was a bit of hesitancy for the second run. Yes, no call. Decided to come back for 2 Dulwin. But unfortunately, she was out by a fair distance. And Sri Lanka picked up their third at a very important stage.
Round, 4 more to come.
So now they'll have to start all over here. They need another partnership.
Once again, a very good piece of fielding by Sri Lankan fielders down in the deep.
Right.
This time, straying down the leg side. Briscoe straight away not looking comfortable against left-arm Chinaman Gimhani. 2.2 overs, given away just 12 runs. She's the striking weapon. Sri Lanka got a full toss. I think she got away with that. Strong looking Briscoe just gently pulled that one away for a single. This is how the last wicket fell. Diving effort sends in a very good return.
You could see even Lucy Hamilton, who was going to the non-strikers end, was a bit slow too after the first run. She was not sure will Dulwin come back or not for the second. And that slight hesitancy between the two batters gave the opportunity for Sri Lanka to get that run out.
Couple of full tosses, given away easy runs. Previous occasion it was a single, but Hamilton not gonna miss out.
Yes, that was loose from Gimani. After you get a wicket, you need to keep on building that pressure. Trying to give it a bit of VR. And that was easy pickings for Hamilton. Didn't try to hit it too hard. All she needed was to get it into the gap. And the two fielders at deep mid-wicket and long on had no chance.
Good comeback, just a single. She completes her third, Sri Lanka's 13th, 76 for the loss of 3 wickets. Rika went on to mention about the schools these young school girls are coming from. Mokshi Balasurya, Sinhala Madhya Mahavidyalaya, Trincomalee, Chamudi, Pramodika, Prangyananda Mahavidyalaya, Hiruni Hansika, Devapatiraja Vidyalaya Radgama. So Devapatiraja Vidyalaya Radgama has the distinction of producing 5 out of 16, and Anura Vidyalaya Matara with 3 players. Always good to see.
Devapatiraja is one of those early schools to start ladies cricket, women's cricket. They have been in the forefront for a long time, producing some quality cricketers who have gone on to even play at the national level. So credit to the school at Devapatiraja, their coaches, the management, the principal, everybody who continues to support the game by providing Sri Lanka cricket with these girls. And I'm sure it's a very proud day for them. As well to see 5 of them are being represented in this squad, and well as the other schools. And what you will take a note as is there anybody from a Colombo school?
2 of them from Nugegoda and Morotua. Mardina Naikar, the skipper from Princess of Wales, Morotua, and The other one is Dahami Senaratne. Amlavidya Lenugeboda.
There you go. Most coming from the outstations and from the villages of around Sri Lanka, and that is great to see that the game is growing. Girls taking up cricket, like into play, and the more they see this level of cricket, they see national cricket on TV, this level of cricket being shown on TV, it will encourage youngsters to take up the game. You know, it's a great promotion to see these under-19s in action, the under-19s of Australia and England here playing in Hambantota. You know, other young girls will love to try out the game of cricket as well.
Bit of a hesitancy, but she finally makes the mark. Little bit of a miscommunication. Briscoe slow to start off, but fortunately she gets in. Another single easily taken, and Sri Lanka cricket deserves immense credit for working hard on these youngsters and taken them to new level of skills. They've been competitive at the international stage, which is very important. Completes the 14th. Australia rather, 78 for 3. This is the worm, red worm, almost keeping up with the blue worm. Needing 55 runs of 36. Sri Lanka needing plenty of dot balls, wickets in between. Hansika, clever operator, 3 overs done, just given away 10 runs. Down the leg side.
Called a wide. A bit of a turn though for the Chinaman bowler Gimhani. Certainly. She's not easy to get away.
Definitely not. If she gets it right, she's very tough to handle. This time straight to the fielder. Another dot ball. Sri Lanka needing plenty of it at this stage. Final 5 overs coming up after this over. This is the stumping chance. Oh, yes.
I don't think that was a chance. There was not really a chance at all for the wicketkeeper Sumudu, because that turn that was down the leg side, and the batter Briscoe was quickly to get a foot planted back in the crease.
You're right about that. Immediately got the foot back and got inside Briscoe.
Good use of her feet, Hamilton. Goes through for a quick single, but she will feel she missed out on that one. That was a full toss. She would have wanted to put that away for the to the boundary, because Australia need a couple of boundaries now just to reduce that gap between runs and balls. 52 of 33, it has got widened. So they need a couple of big overs, and that requires a couple of boundaries.
We saw quite a few full tosses from Gimhan in comparison to all the other games. Usually on a good length, she operates just about outside the off stump, but today probably trying a little bit extra. Quite a few full tosses, luckily got away with it. This time too, a short delivery. Still given away a single, lucky enough.
It's good rotation of strike. Gimhani into a final couple of deliveries, just given away 22 once again. She's been superb in this middle period. Oh, that's into the gap though. That's very well played by Lucy Hamilton. Beautiful touch. Width. And there was a short third. There was a backward point. She got it right between them. Enough of it onto the bat. And that's 4 runs.
She got the power, and at the same time she got the touch. Things come out of her bat. Usually goes to the boundary if she finds a gap. Just about finding the gap, Hamilton. On 22. Looking really good. Another one really short. Clipped away for a single to complete the 15th. Australia 87 for 3.
So these pictures coming to you from our crew from the Rupavahini Corporation. Of course, bring this game live on Channel I. It's evening time here down at Surya Weber. And just running through the overs, 1 for 10. So Sevandi has 2, Nitranjali has 2. So as Vihanga, we will see her definitely towards the latter part of this innings. Prabodha has just bowled the 2 overs today. Gimani outstanding, 1 for 27 off of 4. And Hansika has done well, 3 overs for 10. She will finish up. So she's going to bowl the 16th over of this innings.
Well, that's firmly driven by Hamilton towards deep mid-on, gets a single. Score moves on to 88. Hamilton on 24 of 22 deliveries. Briscoe on 4. Australia needing 45 runs to win this game or 29 deliveries. Hirani Hansika bowling her 4th over. That's cut outside the off stump. Good bit of fielding there, but didn't collect it cleanly, but still did well to stop it.
Yes, a short and wide. There have been a few loose deliveries that these Australian batters have missed out on. Couple of short deliveries, couple of full tossers. They'll be disappointed. They haven't been able to hit the gaps or time it well.
Yes, you're right, Ricky. Some of the full tossers, juicy full tossers, they have played it into the hands of the fielders, unable to get it past them.
They badly need a big over here. I think somebody has to go after the Sri Lankan bowlers. 43 of 27. So they need a 10-12 run over just to reduce that gap. This is good bowling by Hansika. She's keeping things tight. She's bowling with a lot of control. She's been outstanding. She hasn't picked up the wicket, but she's just dried up the runs, dried up a one end for Sri Lanka.
It's just 13 runs given off almost 4 overs. That hit uppishly. A drop chance.
Well, I just said she hasn't picked up a wicket, and I think she had the opportunity, isn't it? Who was that fielder? It was in the air. I think it was Sevandi. It was in the air for a while. She got there. Oh, should have taken it. And another one. 2 in 2. Caught and bowled. Hansika has dropped it. Briscoe survives another one. Overall, excellent bowling. 4 overs for just 15 runs. But she could have easily picked up a wicket. This was straight back. Oh, she'll be very, very, very disappointed indeed, Hansika. But well done. 16 completed, 92 for 3.
You see Hirani Hansika's bowling figures, 4 overs, no maidens, 13 for no. She could have had a wicket in the last over.
Change bowler right arm wrong.
Australia needing 41 runs of 24 deliveries. That's about 10 runs per over. Tough ask. There you see the batting card. McKeown got 10. Leon's got 30. Dulwin 13. Hamilton not out on 25. Lot depends on the Australian captain Hamilton, Ricky. Comes down the wicket and hits it over the mid-on fielder. That's gone to the boundary for 4.
Good hit. Down the track. They'll be checking whether this is a 4 or a 6. It's a no ball, in fact. That's what they were checking. I think the ball has overstepped, so signaled as a free hit. Now this is a good start to the over for Australia. You have got a boundary in the very first delivery, and it's called a no ball, and you have a free hit as well. So Vihanga is certainly under pressure here. Hamilton 29 of 24 is looking to use the long handle in this last 4 overs to get Australia close, or if not over the line.
Well, Hamilton might be happy to have a shot at this one.
Wide.
Down the leg side, that could be a wide, but the free hit continues.
Feet.
So this is expensive stuff. His bowler, but still that's a free hit, so she won't be dismissed. But Lucy Hamilton will be disappointed. She would have probably thought, I will just go hang bang behind that, try to smack it out of the ground, trying to be delicate, trying to just play some touch cricket, missing it completely.
Well, that was a fuller delivery, Ricky. She should have come down the wicket and met the ball. There you are. Like that she could have done in the previous delivery. She could have had a wild swing at it.
It's 2 dot balls now after those first 2 deliveries, which went was a no ball and a wide. Excellent shot. Beautiful cricketing shot. Down on one. He executes the sweep shot perfectly. Second boundary of the over. Lucy Hamilton is looking very dangerous. 33 now of just 27 deliveries. 100 on the board. It's 102 for the loss of 3 wickets, Australia.
Well, the Australian captain playing a lone hand. Really wants to steer her side to victory. That's nicely played. That was the previous one. The replay on that. Very nicely played by Lucy Hamilton.
Drags it from outside the off stump. Sri Lanka won't mind a Briscoe on strike as much as possible. She's just got 7 of 11. So they will try to bowl at her many overs. Keep her at one end.
All she got to do is to rotate the strike as quickly as possible for Hamilton to have more of the strike. She's got 7 of 11 deliveries. Again, that's on the back foot and pushed it away to... Oh, bit of misfielding there. That's poor fielding by the Sri Lankans.
The misfields, the drop catchers could really cost Sri Lanka now into this latter part of the game. The last over they missed 2 chances. That was against Briscoe as well. And now a misfield conceding a boundary. The last 5 deliveries have cost Sri Lanka 15 runs. So it's an expensive period.
That's a good delivery that came into her.
Over.
17 completed, 107 for 3.
They see the 2 worms, the Australian worm slightly ahead of the Sri Lankan worm. Still 26 runs needed of 18 deliveries for Australia. Get a ball with 7 wickets in hand. And Lucy Hamilton there out on 34. And Briscoe on 11. These two have put on 39 runs between these 2 batters.
Taken on the full, that's 4 runs, is it? Yes, it is. Straight as a dice. Lucy Hamilton has come to the party. The first delivery of a new over from Prabodha, introduced back into the attack. Taken on the full. Smacked it straight back past the bowler. And once again, the fielder could not get down in time. And the boundary fielder had no chance.
It's Pramodha herself should have stopped it. Definitely Hamilton going straight down. Comes again, and this time again straight down. No chance for the fielder. Going to the boundary. 4 more.
So Hamilton is taking the game away from Sri Lanka now. The gap has reduced, 18 of 16. The last couple of overs have been really productive for Australia. Lucy Hamilton, the skipper, is the star. And what is good, she's hitting straight. She's looking to go down the ground. No horizontal bat shots. Play straight as possible. Use your feet against the spinners. And she's been successful.
Sri Lanka need to get the wicket of Hamilton at this stage. Got 42 of 30 deliveries. 18 more needed of 16 deliveries. But 7 wickets now, and Australia much on top of the game. Comes down the wicket again. That could be another boundary. Yes, it's another boundary. 4 more to Hamilton. Takes her on to 46.
The experienced Lucy Hamilton is taking on the youngster Prabodha in this over. 3 boundaries. Well, she's not much wrong. Maybe that first delivery was a full toss and she should have stopped it off her own bowling. But since then, it has been good cricket. Lucy Hamilton has played some good shots. She's picked her spots straight over the bowler's head. A big gap between long on and a mid wicket. She's pierced that gap as well. 46 of 31, now 8 fours. And a strike rate of 148. This is really quality, top quality T20 batting by Lucy Hamilton.
Well, this is the time, Ricky. Lucy Hamilton should concentrate. She should not throw it away. At this time, she got the game in her hands. That's good batting. Pushing it on the offside and getting a single. That's exactly what she got to do. 13 more, 14 deliveries.
Yes, I think now it's a canter for Australia. Run a ball is all they need. They should not mess it up from here onwards. Sri Lanka had this match in their bag, but unfortunately, the last couple of overs hasn't gone their way. And runs have been leaked, and that is due to the fielding as well. 2 drop chances. Maybe if you got that chance, a new batter came in, things would have changed. A couple of misfields on the boundary has cost them, and now the pressure is back on the Sri Lankans.
Briscoe quick to take the single and pass on the strike to Hamilton. One more run to Hamilton takes her on to 48. 18 overs gone. It's 122 for 3 Australia.
So 12 of 11 of 12 deliveries, just 5.50. Sri Lanka needs something special in this over. They're gone back to their spinner, to their fast bowlers. So Rashmika Sewandi back into the attack.
Well, these 2 batters have put on 54 runs for the 4th wicket. Now 11 runs needed of 12 deliveries. Rashmika Sewandi bowled a couple of good overs, this time short and put upishly towards the extra cover boundary. Good bit of fielding there in the boundary. But Hamilton able to get 2 runs.
Ball, please.
So the third umpire was checking was if that was a boundary or not. In the process, Lucy Hamilton, 50 of just 34 deliveries, 8 fours. Top notch knock from the captain. She's taken it upon herself to make sure that Australia could get a victory here. They lost the first 2 games a few days ago, and she won the toss, elected to field first. She was very clear in her mind what she wanted to do. And today she's come out there with a lot of purpose, a lot of stride, and has batted brilliantly.
Let's see how she has got the runs or around the wicket. It's again firmly driven but straight to the fielder. Now the batsman cross over for a single. Hamilton moves on to 51, 125 on the board. The Australian batters really doing well.
Briscoe has been very lucky, but she's out there. And she's given the strike back to Hamilton much as possible, almost at a runner ball. A much happier look in the Australian dugout.
Well, I think Ricky Briscoe has done her job, getting more of the strike to Hamilton, rotating the strike quickly as possible, and giving most of the strike to Hamilton, who was taking in charge of the game. 51 coming off 36 deliveries. So one day, time to Briscoe pushes it on the offside again and gets a quick single, giving the strike to Hamilton. 126 on the board, 7 needed of 8 deliveries. So one day has bowled a decent over up to now, 4 runs coming off it. 2 more deliveries to go.
Once again down the track and chipped away on the onside. The comfortable single. So all they need is just a ones. 6 more for 7 deliveries. Australia slightly ahead. They don't need to panic. But what Sri Lanka needs probably is a dot ball. You know, they can get it to 6 from 6. Put some pressure. You never know what can happen in the last over. So this delivery is very crucial. It's a dot ball to end the over. 5 runs of that one. 3 overs for 15 for Sevan. 127 for 3 after 19 overs.
So 6 runs needed of the final over. Australia got 7 wickets in hand. All the wicket of Lucy Hamilton is very important. She got to concentrate a lot. She got 52 of 37 deliveries. Briscoe 13 of 16 deliveries. Manudina Nakara, the captain, taking responsibility on her shoulders.
Her first over for today is the last over.
She bowled 2 overs, given away 15 runs, economic rate of 7.50.
That was in the last game versus England.
She got a wicket too.
Yes, she bowled well. I was a touch surprised she didn't bring herself on earlier when the runs were flowing.
Well, at this stage, can she get the wicket of Hamilton, which is the wicket Sri Lanka is looking forward for? If she can get that wicket, Sri Lanka has a chance to get back into this game.
She's a wicket-to-wicket bowler generally. Oh, starts off with a wide. This was a big risk she took to bowl the last over. It's never easy. I thought that Netanjali bowled well with the new ball. So probably could have gone up to her or the experienced off-spinner. That's a dot ball. It's a good comeback. Still just 5 needed of 5 deliveries.
Still, the game can go anyone's way. Hamilton on 52. Comes down the wicket and drives it firmly. Just a single.
Australia cannot afford to have any dot balls. A run every delivery is mandatory. But if Sri Lanka can squeeze in a couple of dot balls, just a slight bit of pressure back on Briscoe. The change in the field around. Getting another one at extra cover. It's a stronger offside field. 5 on the off.
Get up. That's exactly what she got to do. Put a couple of dot deliveries on Briscoe.
That's what I was talking about. Dot balls. She's got one in there. So 4 of 3 now. She needs to be bowling at that area.
Just a single there again. Takes the Australians on to 130. What a very good partnership between these two batters. 68 for 3, they 130 for 3. 62 runs added between these two. Still 3 more runs needed of 2 deliveries. Hamilton on strike. Full toss and that put away, but there is a fielder there. Just a single.
Oh, that is Manudi should have collected that. She let it go onto the stumps. You cannot blame the fielder. The fielder sent in a quick return. That was her duty. Get it as quick as possible to the bowler's end. But unfortunately, Manu Dinanekara didn't collect it. And it ricocheted off the stumps and they've got that extra run. Now every run is important.
Well, now the scores are tied, Ricky. Just a single to take Australia through.
Yes, it should have been 2 of 1. We should have put more pressure on Australia. Now it's 1 of 1. It's just tap and run. It has been a good over. Started off with a wide. She came back strongly. And it also got Hamilton back on strike.
That's what is important.
There you go. Australia get the run they were looking for in the final delivery. They got home in the 20th over final ball to win by 7 wickets. That was an excellent game of cricket, no doubt about it. You can't take anything away from both the teams. Sri Lanka fought right till the end. They needed to defend just 5 runs in that last over. Manu Dinanekara took it down to that last ball. But what a knock from Lucy Hamilton, the Australian skipper. Isn't that the dugout relieved? They are happy, a few smiling faces. And it is their captain that has taken them home. They lost the first 2 games, 1 to Sri Lanka, 1 to England. It was a must-win situation for Australia today. They come out there, won the toss, selected to field first. And they have chased down this target. And remember, they are the first team to win batting second. Last week, all 3 games, the team batting first won. So well done to Lucy Hamilton and the Australian women's under-19 team for a victory here over the host Sri Lanka.
Yes, definitely Lucy Hamilton controlled the innings. They played a wonderful inning indeed. No doubt they were 68 for 3 at one stage. And these 2 batters carried them home, winning the game with the last ball of the day. The Australian captain remained unbeaten on 58.
I think it is the fielding that led down Sri Lanka towards the end of the last 5 overs. Couple of drop chances of Briscoe in 1 over. Then there were a few misfields. They conceded a boundary. Unfortunately, it didn't go as they wanted. Remember that first game, Sri Lanka defeated 117. What won the game was their fielding. They were brilliant. They took all their catches. Their ground fielding was excellent. They were throwing themselves around, but they didn't have that punch in them today. And unfortunately, it hasn't gone their way. McEwen was out early for 10. Lions played brilliantly for 30 of 26. Dulwin made a 13 before she was run out. But Lucy Hamilton, the star, 56 of 41, well supported by Briscoe, 14 of 18. 10 extras and 133 for 3 chasing that target, Australia.
You see the Sri Lankan bowling. So won the 1 for 15 of 3 overs. Kimani 1 for 27 of 4 overs. So the only wicket takers. But we had some good bowling by Hiruni Hansika. Just 15 runs of 4 overs. Economy rate of 3.75. Very good bowling by her. Manu Dinanekara just came into bowl the last over. Gave away 6 runs. But definitely it was a wonderful game. 4 wickets of 14, 51 and 68. 10 extras, 133 for 3. Well, Ricky, we're talking about fielding. Definitely fielding of both sides were not up to standard in this game. The Australians too dropped a couple of catches. So there was some misfielding too from the Australian point of view. And
yes, this is that innings. They started off in good fashion. Lance was very good through that offside. Played a few shots. And she kept the run rate moving, the scoreboard moving, along with the partner. They batted brilliantly. That was the first wicket to fall of McEwen. And then we had Dulwin who came in. She too kept things going. Was joined by Lucy Hamilton. Wasn't she brilliant? She played some very good shots, especially down the ground. Look at that one, straight over the bowler's head. She was effective with the sweep. Played a few good pick-up shots and ensured that in that final delivery that she took them to victory as well. That was that final shot. So well played to Australia.
There you see the summary of the game. Sri Lanka getting 132 for 7. Kavindi getting 39. Anakara getting 19. Netranjali 16. Sawandi 14 not out. The bowlers, Morton got 2 for 12. Clark 2 for 18. Berry 1 for 27. And Williamson 1 for 7. Australia in reply were 133 for 3. Lucy Hamilton, the star of the day, 56 not out. Grace Leons 30. Briscoe got 14 not out. Put on a good partnership with Hamilton at the end. And for the Sri Lankan bowlers, Sawandi 1 for 15. Gimhani 1 for 27. Netranjali none for 12. And Viranga none for 23. And Australia winning this game by 7 wickets.
So there you go. We have completed 4 games so far. Australia winning, Sri Lanka winning by 7 runs against Australia. England by 35. Then Sri Lanka by 6 runs again against England. And today's game, after that one-day break yesterday, Australia winning their first game of this tournament by 7 wickets, beating Sri Lanka on home conditions. It's a very good win for Australia. 2 games to go to in this T20 tournament. Australia versus England tomorrow, and England versus Sri Lanka day after on the 3rd of April. After that, we have 350 over games down in Galle, starting from the 5th, 7th and the 9th.
There see tomorrow's game, England versus Australia, live from Mahendra Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium here in Hambantota. We're going on live at 1:45 p.m. That's tomorrow, 2nd of April.
It's a big game for both teams. England will be looking for their second win. So will be Australia looking for their second win. The two arch rivals head-to-head, face-to-face tomorrow here in the Under-19 Women's Tri-Nations down in at Surya Weber. So that's it from all of us here at the Combox and from our production crew from Channel I Sri Lanka Rupavani Corporation. Back tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. in the afternoon. Till then, it's a goodbye.
Absolutely superb.